Alright, hello my friends. Today, I'm gonna have a beer, because it's a hot day today. Have some Good Water Brewery. It's actually a Irish red ale. Kind of interesting. It's been so hot though this weekend. It's like 90 degrees today outside. Well, it was like 90 degrees outside today. It was ridiculously hot today though. Get in this koozie. Actually, it makes me a little scared to put it there, so I'm gonna put it on the side here. Anyway, how are y'all? How are y'all doing? I was actually not planning on streaming today. It kind of just worked out because I was yeah, I was busy with some other stuff, but I freed up this evening. Yeah, I just happened to free up, so here we are. I hope y'all have had a good weekend so far. Ultrasonic cleaning my vintage blacks right now, big chillin'. Oh, nice. You got a cleaner? That's cool. After all these years in the hobby, and I still haven't bought an ultrasonic cleaner. I don't know why. I just like never really thought I would use it that much, and I think it's true because I really don't think I would use it too much. Definitely, there's uses for it, but I don't think I just don't think I would like take it out to use as much. So that's why. Hey, Cats, how you doing? Good to see you, Cats. Let's see, the Vicent, hello. Tim, 24K Stallion, hello. Red Hood, Leo, TGID, the Great Ice Drake. If you're still here, hi, my friend, my good friend in the community. If you don't know, the Great Ice Drake, he's a wonderful enthusiast. He's in Canada, and he's probably one of the nicest people I know in the hobby. Yeah. Sorry, if you hear something in the background, it's probably my fan. Yeah. Might abuse Amazon return policy and return it after. Make sure you clean it up properly then. Just FYI. They've definitely been a bit more careful about the return policy stuff. So it's, I mean, well, you should be able to. I'm not saying I would promote to do it, but you should be able to, as long as you bought it from directly from Amazon.com. If you bought it from a third party, I don't think they let you do that anymore. I remember they changed that policy like a while back. So yeah. Yo, Lil Bonaparte, how are you, my friend? I haven't seen you for a while actually, but I hope you're well. Alright, shall we just get started? So, a little of a late build tonight, I know. Again, wasn't really planning on it, but just happened to have some time, and I figured I'll just do it right before I go to bed. So, yeah, so went out today, came back. So hot out there though, like honestly I couldn't bear being outside for any longer, so yeah, here we are. I like the smiley on Twitch, which feels like a sarcastic smile. It kind of does, yeah. It kind of feels like a, yeah, like the clown emote, kind of, like on the phone. Yeah. All right. So today we have this Project XO, which is actually more like Monstargear. So Monstargear is the brand. I'm not sure if they have any other logos. Well, I think this is their logo. But Project XO is basically this new line of products they've been making recently. They did like the XO like Tkill, like there's like I think there's like a plastic acrylic version, and there's like an aluminum version, and so on. Yeah, they have like a cheaper Bluetooth Tkill, but basically this is I believe this unit was a B stock for one of my clients. He bought it as a B stock unit among their newest line, which is this K80 aluminum edition. I haven't built one of these before. I haven't ever touched any Monstargear products before, so yeah, sub $300, pretty sure. It was like 200 and I don't know something. But basically it's supposed to be, I think, like sandwich mount. It's like sandwich or sandwich gasket mount sort of, and has an aluminum plate, has a PVD coated brass weight, and just an aluminum case. So, and it's like, you know, standard Tkill stuff, has programmability and everything. So pretty neat. Pretty much a direct competitor to the K80 8X. Although I think the K80 8X does have a bit of an advantage in that it was kind of directly, kind of like a direct, like, you know, it was a direct offshoot from AIO3's lines of products, right? So, yeah. Alright, so let's unpack this. I, of course, unboxed it one time, like all by myself before, because I had to lube the switches and the parts were inside. Yo, Jay, what's up? Hey. Jay, have you filled out my sticker form before? So actually, I announced this last time, but exclamation stickers, and you can fill out a form that basically gives you a random sticker of mine that you might not have. You can add that into notes, like if you have a certain sticker of mine already. And basically, anyone who has been a sub for 3 months or longer, and then every 3 months thereafter, so like 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on, and you can claim it up to 3 times in a 12-month period. So that means that if you claim 3 times, then you have a cooldown of like 3 months before you claim again, and so on. Does that make sense? Or actually, well, you have a cooldown of 6 months technically, right? But yeah, because like 3 months and then 3 months, right? But yeah, I think that makes sense. 3, yeah, something like that. But yeah, basically you can get random stickers from me. I send them everywhere, international, whatever. It's all free. I cover postage. All you have to do is fill out a form. But yeah, that's a new thing I have going on now. And there is a Discord channel, of course, in my server, like for like announcements related to Twitch subs. So there's that. Yeah, yo, but Reborn, thank you so much for the 6 months. And Jay, thank you so much for the 11 months. Is that Lane Whale yours? Yeah. I think I said that last time. What do you think of the mode 65? I have no real thoughts on it because I basically have not looked at the mode 65 at all. More specifically, I have, like, you know, I don't have a unit to review or anything. I haven't really checked out too many details. Like the mode 80 kind of had its own thing. I was about it. You know, it's a keyboard, it works. I think it's cool that, for example, like Gondolindrum was doing the PCBs, which is nice, you know, which means that you know that it's gonna have all the little bells and whistles, QMK, VIA, all that yada yada, right? Good, you know, good engineering on the PCB and all that kind of stuff. Daughter board, you name it. But as far as like for like their stack mount gasket or system or whatever, the foam system, I personally wasn't a huge fan myself, but some people love it. So some people love their mode 80s, okay? But I, for example, when I built the stack mount, I thought it was a bit too muted for me. So I kind of was like, okay, you know, whatever. Alright, so we have a PCB here, which I believe is QMK compatible. I'm not sure if it's VIA compatible yet. I think Monstargear is still working on making it VIA compatible. And I know for a fact that the hot swap PCB, which is not this one, has VIA compatibility, but not the solderable just yet. I think they're just working on things still. Hold up. But anyway. So here, oh, that's an extra plate. Looks like the board already has a plate. So I believe the owner of the board already had unpacked previously, and we also attached the weight on already. So the weight is attached already. So it just comes with this plastic cover. I'll just remove. So here is the board. So pretty standard looking board. Whoa. Pretty standard looking board. We have non-uniform bezels actually. The top and bottom are slightly thicker than the sides. The separation for the switches is this regular standard Tkill stuff. And then we have is that a scratch? Oh, it's probably mostly from the laser cut or something. I think it's laser cut. But basically, I think we have like a laser cut mid piece, like filler between the top and bottom pieces, and then it's kind of fingerprinty. And then we have a PVD coated brass weight. So there's that, and then bump-ons. Alright, so there's that. Yeah. But yeah, the whale mine, yeah. And how many boards I have? I have plenty of boards. Sure, Lightning has like 20 keyboards. Yeah, something like that. Congrats on winning the raffle. Which raffle? Which raffle, Gam? I'm not sure which raffle you're talking about. Lightning has as many boards as the number of products he uses to keep his beautiful skin. Please, that's just you're just giving me shit for it. The one thing that stuck out for the 65 was the rainbow stainless steel finish. Looks pretty nuts. Oh, I see. I'm gonna turn on the AC. It's actually ridiculously hot in my room right now, so I'm gonna turn on the AC. It's gonna be a bit noisy, so bear with it if it's a bit too noisy. But yeah, it's like way too fucking hot in this room right now. It's not too bad actually. So for the AC unit, actually, I cleaned it recently. I like opened it all up and cleaned it up. Basically like refurbished it all the way, like not just the filter. I like popped off the filter. I like opened the whole front cover, undid the whole thing, like, you know, sprayed it with water, cleaned it all up, you know, like brushed it all off and everything, disinfected it and all that kind of stuff. It took a while. It was like a few hours of doing that, but it was totally worth it. It basically like reduced the amount of noise it made a ton, by a lot, and then it also like just like overall like feels like the air is cleaner and stuff. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, actually, I think I put it on like eco mode or something. Ugh, which is annoying. Alright, so let's see. Anyway, so stuck out for the 65 was a rainbow stainless steel finish. That's pretty interesting though. Rainbow stainless steel? How do you do rainbow finish on stainless steel? What do you apply on it to make it rainbow look like a rainbow surface? I actually am wondering what that would be like. Because, you know, for brass you can use like patina, and then for we've seen like PVD brass that's like rainbow coated. I wonder if steel is the same. Anyway, I want to buy a group buy up to $600. Which would you recommend? You could buy the Tomo TGR Mono K collab maybe. That one's around $525 US plus shipping. The Vincent, by the way. So you could probably check that out. I think that one's pretty fairly priced for what it offers. You can always try for the Kohaku sometime in June or July, whenever that comes out, but that's going to be limited to 250 units, so that probably is going to go fast. whether it's first come first serve or raffle or whatever, it's probably gonna be a bit difficult because there's quite a bit of demand, I think. But yeah, let's see. How often do you have to loop client switches? Kind of varies, Anima. I would say like right these days it's like 50-50. It's kind of like goes back and forth. Yeah. I got my second shot and got like shit. Oh yeah, I feel that. Which loop do you use for the AC? I did use some like kind of like machino kind of thing that I use for like other things, like other hardware in the house. But yeah. But that was only because it had like a squeaky part. But that was it was basically the same oil used for like a door hinge or something like that. It worked fine. As long as nothing is near the foam inside, it's okay. Like as long as it doesn't like come any close to any other parts that have it contact with the air, I think it's okay. But I use 205 for anything, for stabs, for example, these days. For linears, which parts of the switch do you loop? I loop only the stem these days. Or I guess I can show you. I have some switches here. So for switches in general though, I will lube, I guess I'll just show you. For switches though, I basically lube all 4 surfaces here, sides, front, and back of the stem. I lube those. I lube the bottom side of the sides here. That's it for the stem. I tub lube, I back lube or tub lube the spring. And finally, if the lube I use is thin, so not 205. For 205, I only do the stem, period. And the spring, right? Spring is always. Spring is no matter what switch I use, I always back lube or tub lube the spring. I never loop top housings because personally I feel like it is diminishing returns for the top housing. Basically, I've looped top housings before and I just didn't feel like it was a big difference. I thought it was a waste of my time. So I stopped doing it. And then for bottom housings, I'll loop the side rails, or maybe I'll touch the metallic leaf if it's a linear switch. If the lube is thin, so any oils or any, and it's gonna be very minor, like just a touch. For like 3204, 3203, sometimes I do the side rails, but if the lube, if this like basically I do like 1 or 2 or 3 switches, let's say, just a few, like just a few switches to see how it feels after I lube the first one, right? And if it feels good, then I basically try to replicate it over and over again, right? But you can experiment a little bit. And basically though, sometimes with 32.4, if the switch is pretty smooth, I don't do the side rails at all either, and I only do the stem because I feel like it's enough. But basically, yeah, for 205 I never do the side rails anymore because I just feel like it gets too sluggish, it gets too slow, and it feels really like gummy, and I just don't like it. Yeah, I just don't like it, so. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do for switches these days. For tactiles, I never lube the front leg nor the leaf. Never, ever. I don't even touch it. Don't even come close to it. Like with my brush, I always I'll lube the sides, but I'll never even come close to the front legs because I want to keep the tactility just as it is. Whether it's factory lubed or whatever, I don't care. I just never touch the front legs. Never. Yeah. So for tactile switches though, the whole idea for me, the tactile switches is preserve the original tactility of the switch while making the switch smoother and sound slightly different. That's the goal. But yeah. You think a standard hot swap Tkill PC would work on this K80? No, probably not. Because it has a not centered port. It has a port next to F8 and F9, which is very atypical. So it has a non-centered USB port, which is interesting. But yeah. I see you can rainbow PVD stainless steel. Oh, that's cool. You gonna do the BSO challenge? Probably not. Although I can do it, but I'm probably not gonna do it. Squeak equals rattle. Got it. Let's see. Commission a key code with multicolor stainless steel number 2, and key code says they cannot do DLC coating on stainless steel yet, so I'm assuming DLC coating is what it's called to get rainbow stainless steel. Huh, okay. Maybe, yeah. You lube the spring with Crytox or whatever lube you use for the stems even after back lubing with oil. No, so for for springs? Yeah, springs. Springs, I either use Crytox 105 or Crytox oil in general, or this Victorinox knife oil, which is like Victorinox like multi-tool oil. This is pretty cheap, and it's a bit thicker than Crytox oil, but it works. It's cheap though, so that's why I use it, because it's cheap and easy to get. Crytox can be expensive, but Crytox works fine. Some people use Crytox VPF 1514, or they use Crytox 105. Some people like use Crytox 104, etc., right? But yeah, any oil that has like any like PTFE based oil, like I think is okay. I wouldn't worry too much about, like, as long as it's not too thick. You don't want your springs to basically get gummy or crunchy or weird, you know. Yeah. What do you think about lubing switches with Q-tips? So I use the micro applicators, actually exclamation applicators. Yeah. So that link, so those micro applicators, I use them whenever I want to apply very uniformly. It's slower, it slows me down, but if I want to apply very uniformly, those micro applicators are actually good, because unlike regular Q-tips, they don't shed. So for me, that's important, because if the Q-tip sheds, then it's just a mess, right? But these don't shed. So yeah. Do you have a preference for films, brand thickness? I just use TX films, regular thickness, which is I think 0.15. Yeah, I just use those all the time. Sometimes I use desk keys. Desk keys are also very good, in my opinion. But yeah. All right. So let's undo this guy. Let's open this guy up. You know when you're building that 7V in your queue? Probably in a actually, I don't know. Wait, let me think about it. When am I building that 7V? I'm pretty sure I have a couple of 7Vs coming in. So, depending on if the 7Vs that I have coming in have switches already lubed, then it'll be sooner. If not, it'll be a few weeks after I get it. So, because my turnaround time right now is about 3 to 4 weeks. And one of them is basically like here. I just need to like get to things, but I have other things going on. Yeah, I'll say maybe like 2 to 3 weeks from right now, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't say like next week for sure, because I have other stuff going on next week. I would say, yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks from today. Thanks for the tips, no pun intended. Nice. Very nice. Do you ever worry about shine on your GMK keycaps? For me, I try not to type on GMK keycaps and try to and just have it out for pictures. No, I don't care about shine. I actually embrace the shine. I really don't care about the shine at all. If it shines, it shines. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't. I actually would rather have it all uniformly shine by myself than, like, you know. I don't care. I really just don't care. It's like keycaps that I'm gonna use anyway, so it ultimately doesn't matter. Also, technically, you can always sandblast those keycaps again. Do you know that? You can, if you get a sandblaster, you can actually use some fine sand medium and sandblast the top texture of your keycaps, and they'll be back to like similar to what they came originally with the original texture. So this blade is interesting. It has these cutouts. I assume these are for sound, or I don't know, flex, I don't know. Could be, but kind of doubt it, you know. This has a lot of cutouts, but it's pretty standard universal Tkill cutouts. So it has ability for 7U and 6.25, ISO and ANSI, splits, backspace, split shift, and step caps lock. And it has these tabs for, I think, gasket strips, basically, which we do see here. These were these did not come applied. I actually applied these before the stream. So these gasket strips, I applied these before the stream. So I applied. So you can decide to apply these strips on the top and bottom of the case, or on the top and bottom of the plate. Okay. So I chose to do it on the case because if you do it on the case, then you don't have to swap these out whenever you change a build. Like, let's say you have a second PCB and a second plate, then if you swap out that build, then you don't have to, you know, do anything about the gaskets. They just stay wherever they are, right? And then the spacer, the aluminum spacer here that's cut out, I think it's laser cut or something, is just, it's literally just a spacer so that when the gaskets compress, it doesn't over compress. But basically it's just a very, very thin piece of aluminum. It could be easily bent and whatnot, but it fits. It's pretty much like fits kind of like, that's like almost like a friction fit. So it fits nicely around the case, and when you close it up, it just compresses. So it's fine. Kind of looks jank, but it's fine. It actually turned out okay. Anyway, but yeah, here's the top case here. Has the gasket strips applied around the screw holes and wherever they should be. Win key top, pretty standard though. The edges are not too sharp. The fillets are alright. The chamfers are okay too. It's not too sharp. It doesn't look like it's too sharp, so it would like, you know, ding up easily. So I think the machining on it is okay. The anodizing's pretty good. Let me like looking closely at the anodizing. There's not many. I don't even see many internal marks or anything. Burrs or marks, and it's pretty even. It's like a very fine sand kind of finish. Yeah, no, the interior is really even. I don't see really streaking. Like maybe very minor at the interior part of this bottom piece, but otherwise on the outside I don't really see it. Maybe slightly here, but it's very hard to see. I would only be able to see this if it were on like harsh lighting. So the anodizing looks pretty good for the Monstargear though, so that's good. For the price, I mean, that's pretty good. It definitely has a bit of a texture to the anodizing top, the anodized top. It definitely has a bit of a, like, kind of like slightly like chalky, so it's like a very fine, finish, but it's not like kind of like shimmery or like reflective like this. It's very matted on the Monstargear, so a little different, but cool. Alright, let's see. You use the tips for the switches, the applicators. Yeah, so Vato de Harina, the micro applicators that I linked, I do use for switch lubing if I want to apply very evenly and like little by little. It's better than brushes because, so brushes, what happens is like if you are brushing, like let's say you brush on a surface, normally the brush accumulates lube at the tip or at the end, either end, right? And basically you apply like a little blob and then you're like spreading it with the rest of the brushes, right? With the rest of the brush like hairs, right? But with the Q-tip, you can just like kind of rub all the way through and like it won't, like it'll apply pretty nice and evenly. So it's convenient if you want to do that. But otherwise, it tends to be a bit it tends to be a bit slower. So you just have to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's test the PCB first. I had already done this before, but I'm gonna redo this just in case. let's open switch hitter today. I think it's just regular QMK, not VIA. Kind of wish Monstargear had K80 hotspot PCBs in stock. Yeah, I mean, I suppose they need to just make more. You don't put boards ahead of others in order to catch the hype on it for more views, for instance the 7V? No, I don't. The only reason I'll put any boards ahead of other things is if there are sponsored things, like for example, like if it's time sensitive. So for example, I've had, you know, like if vendors send out a product and it's like on group buy, and you know, obviously people want to check it out before the group buy is over, etc., that kind of stuff, right? Then I'll change, like switch the order around, or I'll basically make arrangements so that it's properly done, so that I can actually have, like, you know, buffer time to do things, because otherwise, you know, it's like it sucks if I have content out that's too late, right? So so yeah, I try to keep tabs on that. I've had cases where, oh, the caps lock is currently pressing win, but that's because my auto hotkey script does that, but you don't have to worry about that. Basically, yeah, so that's why I will switch the order of things. I've definitely had clients actually so I can make arrangements for clients if, like, they, for example, they're like, your lead time sucks and I would like to have my board earlier. I can prioritize it at a cost, because it basically means you're taking time away from me working on someone else's board and working on yours, right? So in those cases, I will be like, well, it's gonna cost you a certain fee, right? And it depends on how time sensitive that is. So I'll determine that on a case by case basis. But yeah, that's another possibility as to why things can be switched around. But normally it's basically first come first serve, slash like first come first serve slash like as soon as parts are, like, you know, ready to be used, essentially. Yeah. Can't you just clean the caps when it does shine? No. So shine on ABS keycaps Ryotaro is actually, it's basically the top texture of the ABS keycaps. They have this slight, like, sandy sort of texture. It's when you remove that texture because you're using it. That's what shine is. The shine comes from the texture changing, the texture of the keycap changing. PBT can also shine, just like polishing. That's correct. PBT can also shine. If you use PBT long enough, it'll shine 100%. It's just that PBT is a lot more resistant to that kind of abrasive action on the top surface. But PBT can shine too, by the way, just like ABS. It shines just like ABS. It just takes longer. How's the texture on CRP? It's very smooth. It's really nice. I personally really like the top texture of CRP. Okay, so we probably don't need these, like, edges here, so I'm just gonna cut them out. Alright, so PCB works, all good, and just Alright, let's lube our stabs. Personally, I have a K80 and wanted to get a hotspot PCB. Way too expensive? Oh, I see. I don't know. I guess it's probably expensive because it's shipping from Korea or something. International shipping is probably what's expensive. Yo, Ninewalker, hello. Asymmetric gaskets, asymmetric USB position too. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, huh? We'll see how it types. I just don't know what to expect right now. The gaskets were pretty thin too, but at least they go on both sides, so maybe not too bad. I think the gaskets are even supposed to be optional actually, so I applied them because I was asked to and because, you know, they're there. But they're supposed to be optional. Technically, I think you can just use the plate by itself without gaskets and without the aluminum spacer that goes in between. The aluminum spacer is in there because of the gaskets, I think. So you can technically use it without the gaskets and just sandwich the plate between the two top and bottom pieces. I think that's kind of like the idea. Do you have preference for any linear switch? No, as long as they're smooth and they sound okay. What's my favorite Tkill? That's a good question. My favorite Tkill? I mean, I think I really like the TGR JMV2, but I also really like the Keycult number 2. I like the Koala or like the KFE kind of style of board because it's like low front height, pretty nice to type on, looks pretty nice. What other Tkills? I like the whale. The look of the whale, I think the logo is super neat and the side profile is pretty cool. The dolphin is very striking, which that's kind of, the dolphin actually has been more of a recent thing that I kind of enjoy, but it's also a bit too striking. I think it wouldn't be like my favorite just because I think it's kind of like a more of a novelty for me. It's like, oh, that looks cool, but it's not like, oh man, I like, that's like my number one choice. I actually tend to go for more boring looks. Like I like regular rectangles. I don't need like crazy curves and crazy features on the design. I am more of a boring rectangle kind of guy, so I go for something that looks clean and is like, you know, nice to look at, nice to use. Raditz, hello. Yo, Raditz, it's been so long. How are you? It's been forever. Did you join in Dolphin 2021? I did, actually. I got in for a Burgundy unit. Have you noticed any differences between back lubing and hand lubing springs? Yeah. The main difference is that it takes me like 1/100th of the time for me to do it in a back lube or tub lube than doing it by hand. And the difference between the two is, I actually don't know. Because the only point of lubing springs is to get rid of that like crunchy, pingy sort of sound that comes from the metal touching the plastic and stuff. So if I'm gonna save time, I would rather save time and get a slightly worse job than spend 20 times more time and then, you know, get the benefit. It feels like such a waste of time. Whoop. But yeah, basically that. I think you waste lube too by hand lubing springs. Yeah, I mean, there's that too, of course. There's that concern for sure. But I mean, you know what I mean though? Like in general, like for me, time is more important than how good it is. Like the diminishing returns, like it just applies, because especially for switches, like one individual switch, 4 individual switches, 10 individual switches, right? Even if they're slightly different from what you have like in the batch, when you start typing on these keyboards, you stop being able to tell that difference. That's the thing. It basically averages out once you start typing on them. People think too much about, people basically love to like go on the micro level stuff of things, and like they're like, oh, I lubed this one switch and it sounded like shit because I could hear the spring ping when I put the switch next to my ears. Well, yeah, no shit, dude. If you put it next to your ear, you're obviously gonna hear things better. But when you're typing, it's not next to your ear. You don't type on your keyboard while you're like this. So it's like it's kind of silly. Like, yeah, if you can hear it when you're typing on it, then maybe it's a problem, right? Like if it happens on every Switch or like every other Switch and like it sounds like shit, then yeah, sure, like you should probably address that issue. But when you take a sample of n equals to 1 or n equals to like 5 with no like multiple trials and such, it kind of doesn't really like, you know, measure up to something. I wish the 2021 Dolphin had a logo on it. I actually don't. I actually don't like the logo, Andy. I actually don't like the old Dolphin logo. I think it looks kind of. I think the font is kind of tacky for myself. The whale logo is cool, but the Dolphin logo for me kind of looks pretty tacky. I actually don't like the logo at all, like the original Dolphin logo. I need to hold my head close to see the little letters on the plastic keys. You boomer. You need some. You need. I think you might need some glasses. Or maybe if you're really old, you know, you see things better when you're far rather than up close. So maybe you should try that. No offense to anyone who obviously has like farsightedness. The one Dolphin logo that was user design looked nice. Oh yeah, that one looked kind of neat. Yeah. I actually don't know. I kind of personally am more of a no logo on the front kind of person, but TBH, after a while you stop looking at it. That's all. After a while you really do just stop looking at it. The one thing that does bother me, for example, like on some logos or like some like flare, keyboard flare, is like the Matrix Able, for example. You see that like little square that's like at the bottom, like it's like not even dead center, it's like right here somewhere, like next to the up arrow key. I'm like it's like I'm actually gonna feel that sometimes when I press the up arrow key, or like, you know, it's just there. The little light here is actually okay for the 2.0 because it's a little bit less intrusive that it's away from the arrow keys, but the one like on the Able X and the Able, like the little square thing, oh my god, so obnoxiously placed. Such a bad position. Diego, save us from Tyson's monstrosity? Wait, what's Tyson's monstrosity? Can you link that in, like, what do you mean? Can you link that? Or like what's going on? I want everyone to know that Tyson did this. Okay. I hope it's a safe link. I have no words. It's okay. Preference. Preference. Yeah, preference. That's right. Preference. People have preferences. Yeah. Yeah. I will keep on lubing my stabs. Preference. Yeah, preference. Split backspace. Centered icons. Split right shift. Artisans on the whole nav cluster. Hold up. Not just that. What else was there? Accent shift, accent enter, and accent arrows. It's okay. It's alright. That's cool. Preference. People have preferences. I will respect people's preferences. I'm a respectful person. I'm a respectful person. Oh wait, oh no, there was more? Escape on the tilted position! Ah, I see. See, this is why you don't split the backspace on a Tkill. Do you see why you should not split the backspace on a Tkill? Where the fuck does the tilde key go? The tilde key goes on the top right because you split it, and then what happens to the key on the left? Why do you even split it in the first place? Just saying. Just saying. That extra key is useless. Delete key, you say? You should put a delete key on the top right instead of tilde. Oh, guess what? There's a delete key on the nav cluster. So what key do you put on there? What key do you put on the top right of that main cluster? Home? Oh, sorry, you already have one. F13? Oh, you already have one. What should you put on there? I don't know. I wonder. Since you oil lube springs, do you charge for oil lube? I don't, normally, because it's cheap. I try not to be petty over the small things like that. You know, they say... Wait, oh yeah. Don't sweat the petty things, don't pet the sweaty things. Do you buy various plates and extra PCBs with your group buy boards, or do you just build it once and call it good? Oh, P-Buzzle. Okay, so that is actually a very good question. So that is something that kind of depends on the case. For me, personally, now that I have had many different keyboards, I tend to just go for one configuration and kind of stick to it. There's two reasons why. One, because by sticking to that configuration, it'll let me explore that one configuration the most, relative to other keyboards with either the same configuration or slightly different configurations. But that's assuming that you have more than one keyboard, right? So that's like, it's a basis for comparison. Number two, it costs me less money. Like, you know, that's obviously the main reason to not purchase more items. So that's another thing, that's another reason why I would not purchase more. But I do, depends on the, so the PCB question is slightly different from the plate. For example, polycarbonate plates are more expensive to make because they have to be CNC machined. You cannot laser cut polycarbonate plates. Polycarbonate burns if you laser cut them. So... Are you fucking serious? Fuck off. Anyway, if you have polycarbonate plates, I tend to get polycarbonate plates from the group buy because I know I won't get it later, and if it's an option I want to explore, I'll get it. Aluminum is a little easier because aluminum you can, like aluminum is a bit easier to source, I would think. Same goes for FR4 or POM or actually carbon fiber I don't really care too much for it, so I just don't really buy carbon fiber much. If it's the only option available, I'll still get it because I think it's interesting. For example, on the I know it's kind of like, it's almost like a first world problem kind of thing, but like on the Jane V2C, I think that the one of the options, like default option, was carbon fiber, and so for me, I like that because it was the default, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to try carbon fiber. So if that's the case, I'll get carbon fiber, right? Because it's like something unique to try out. But yeah, I'll try to not buy too much, basically. Ideally. Anyway, preference. Hot take opinion: plateless and half plate don't feel good to me. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a hot take though. Isn't the left shift an enter accent? It's an R3 2.25U on the left shift? On that picture? It's okay to have a preference, but your preference can be wrong. Well, that's my conclusion after all these different thoughts that I've had. That's right. Danny boy, thank you so much for the 2 months and the Prime Gaming sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You put the rub out key. There is no rub out 1U, I believe, in most of the keycap sets that I've seen with that particular legend. What do you think is the best keycaps for your second build? I have no idea what that question is. What is the best keycaps for my second build? Oh, kind of a purple blue? Oh, you could get maybe like the purple blue on white from Novel Keys is pretty good. Sugar Plum from Nice PT Sugar Plum from Canna Keys is a pretty good set. If you want GMK, you can get GMK. Or you can get EPBT or CRP if you want to get onto those group buys. I mean, yeah. There's quite a lot of purple and blue though, so I feel like the options are endless there. I think you should just kind of figure that out yourself. But there are in-stock options too that you can look into, and they're pretty decent. So it depends on your budget too, and like what your tolerance for wait time is. I personally have pretty high tolerance, as in like I don't care if the lead time's a year right now for GMK, because I know I'm gonna still be in the hobby. But for some people it's like, oh, what if I don't like it by the time I get it, which I understand. I think that's a very, 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 very valid reason to not want to buy something that is gonna take a year to ship. For me, I know I'm gonna be in the hobby at least the next, like, I don't know, few years probably, at least, probably more. I don't know. I tend to stick with hobbies like for the rest of my life, but like I don't think I've really quit a lot of hobbies or anything like that. So I usually come back to them anyway, you know. Cereal after milk is terrible. Yeah, I mean, the only problem with cereal after milk is you can spill the milk when you're pouring the cereal. I think that's the main issue. It's very inconvenient. Also, you're actually wasting milk by pouring cereal after milk, because when you pour milk after the cereal, you know exactly how much you need to pour to cover the cereal, right? The right amount of milk for the cereal. But if you do it the opposite way around, you have to keep pouring the cereal until the milk kind of like, you know, it's a bit more wasteful, I think. I think you tend to end up with more milk than cereal, or like more milk than you would normally have in the other case. But yeah. Oh, Andy, what if it's a matrix board with a super proprietary PCB? Yes. Oh, so actually, I forgot about that point. If it's a proprietary PCB and I'm participating in a group buy with a proprietary PCB that I know I cannot easily get afterwards, I almost always get an extra PCB. So yeah, if the PCB is hard to replace, I almost always get one extra PCB. And plates, I actually don't necessarily get an extra plate. Plate is only if I want to try that plate material. But the PCB is more important than the plate, to be honest, because you can reverse engineer plates. All you need is a pair of calipers, right? You can reverse engineer plates. PCBs, you can't. Well, not if you have, like, if you don't have PCB design experience, right? You can't really. Well, you have to commission someone to do it. It's just a pain in the ass. It's like, preferably not, right? So yeah, if it's a proprietary PCB, always get a second PCB. Plates though, a bit easier, and also like a lot of the times nowadays, especially, people are releasing plate files, which is nice. But yeah. Thank you, Jody, for the screenshot. Patty woke up today and chose violence. Hiya. It splatters? Yeah. Milk before cereal. I like my cereal crispy and eat more than one bowl. Okay, so milk before cereal because you like the cereal crispy because it's the last thing that goes into the bowl, and you eat more than one bowl. Okay, fair. That's a bit of a more valid argument as long as you don't make the milk splatter. I think that's fair. And also if you eat it, well, can't you solve the issue with eating more than one bowl? Or if you like your cereal crispy, if you just eat as soon as you are done pouring your milk or cereal? Like, as soon as you're done pouring both things, just eat right away and you'll have your cereal crispy. That's kind of the solution, right? Just eat faster. Right? Anyway. I can explain? Oh, Patty. Enginuber says, correction, polycarb laser cuts just fine. If you use the proper equipment and technique, ain't cheap though. I see, thank you. I work for the largest manufacturer of industrial laser cutters on the planet. Wow, that's really cool. First of all, that's really cool. I have no idea what the largest manufacturer of industrial laser cutters is. If you want to shill it, that's fine. I would like to know because I love equipment stuff. I love hearing about equipment and like companies that make equipment because like the coolest shit. Because like talking about like people who do like calibration, that kind of stuff is always fun. I like that stuff. I'm an engineer, so it's kind of like something that I just like talking about. Talking about standards and like, yeah. And like what people are doing at the forefront of those industries is always fun. It's like, it makes them leaders for a good reason, you know? Like in that particular industry. Anyway, good to know though, thank you. Extra plates if they're alu or brass that I want, otherwise plastic plates are easier to get. I agree, yes. Best cereal. Okay, I have my personal favorite cereal of all time that I always get is Honey Bunches of Oats almonds. I always get Honey Bunches of Oats almonds. I will get anywhere from 3 to 4 boxes when I run out. And I just always have like 2 or 3 boxes around in my house. I love Honey Bunches of Oats almonds. Love, love, love. Those are great. Chocolate Cheerios are pretty good, but they're expensive, so I don't get them often. What else? I don't really have too many different kinds of cereals these days. Oh, the strawberry version of Honey Bunches. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm okay, but I think it's a little bit I don't know. I'm not used to the fruity flavor, I guess, but it's good though. Honey Bunch with strawberries, that's fine, that's fair. I'm not used to the fruity flavor. What I do if I want fruit, like for breakfast, is I actually like oh, you know what I will do? I will grab a banana and I will like peel it off, right, and just like use the spoon to basically like put slices of banana in my milk and cereal, like on top. I do that sometimes, or I'll just have separate fruit, you know, like washed fruit and just eat it separately. That's pretty good too. Why not have almonds in all of them? Oh, I know, right? I mean, almonds are goated. So good. Almonds with strawberries would be perfect. I mean, yeah, of course. Of course, they don't let us have the perfect combination because that would break into their profits probably. Well, actually, who knows? Maybe there will be like haters, you know? People who are like, ugh, I don't like strawberries. Ugh, I don't like almonds. Yes, just like that. They'll complain exactly like that. Can you do that again? Yeah, sure. Ugh, I don't like strawberries. Ugh, I don't like almonds. Like that. Cocoa Puffs with banana. Oh, those. Yeah, that's good. That's a good choice too. Cocoa Puffs with banana. Yeah. Yeah, anything chocolate and banana, great combo. Chocolate and banana. It's like a good banana split is also like delicious, right? Like ice cream and banana and chocolate syrup and all that good shit. I always put bananas on my cereal and occasionally put strawberries. I see. How about this? Talking about breakfast foods. Well, so for me, my favorite breakfast plate in general, if I can have a hearty breakfast, is have like 2 or 3 eggs. Whether scrambled or over medium, over easy is fine. Oh, Patty! Wow, I didn't even realize you were here while you were still streaming. Welcome. Oh no. Patty, do you want to be banned? I'm Patty and I'm like, oh, I can explain myself. I can explain myself. Was this the explanation? Toxic. I'm gonna cry. Tyson did it. I'm gonna cry. That's my explanation? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's just, makes me sad. It makes me sad. I thought our friendship amounted to more than this. Burn the heretic. Anyway, welcome Raiders, thank you so much. Oxy, oh, hug JD. Sure, I'll do that in just a second. Anyway, welcome Raiders, welcome Natalie, Zang, Zipris, hello, Instigator, Vincani, hello, hello, Quappa. Partness the Sadness, that's a cool name. Janice, hello, hello. When Anxiety Meets Art. Oh, that's a cool name. I actually like that name. Because very true though. Anxiety meets art all the fucking time, by the way. I don't know, that's how I feel about art. Have you ever built a Phoenix 45? I have not, no. For the layout, let's do split backspace and split right shift. Lol. Gonna go with something a little different than the normal Tkill look. How fabulous is that? Preferences. Yeah, preferences. Preferences are to be respected. I respect people's preferences. Judging them is a different story, but I respect them. I respect them. Are you doing K80 with a gasket kit? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. What's your personal opinion, I assume, of GMK clones? I personally do not advocate for clones of any kind, period. Reason being that it diminishes the work from the original artist, designer, whatever you can call it, whatever you want. But basically, cloning in and of itself is just not the nice thing to do. There's other ways around it. Yes, people don't own colorways and all that, but don't copy the novelties. Don't make it the same, basically, in a different keycap profile or keycap manufacturer, different material, whatever it is, whether it's PBT, ABS, or whatever plastic you want to use. If you're copying everything about it, like, you know, the novelties, the whole identity of the set, it's not good. It's not nice. I personally I will shame people who clone stuff any day. If you decide to buy the clone stuff, that's on you. It's your moral dilemma. But I can't say I would smile upon that. Like, you know, I can't say I would be like, oh, good for you. I would say like, oh, you know, you had a choice, and if that's what you chose, then like, so be it. Thing is, even if you can't copy the right colors, someone's still putting time into putting those colors together around the theme. Yeah. So there's a bit of that too, right? I mean, of course. So that, like, it's an interesting, tricky situation, right? Because we also have a lot of sets that have become quite popular in our community, and they also are dependent on they are basically copying IP out there, like inspired sets, quote unquote. And those are straight up ripperinos from original work that somebody else did. They just, you know, took an image of some character or whatever and put the dropper on them, got the hex code, got a color swath of color thingies like Pantones or RAL or whatever, and just took the whatever was closest to it or whatever seemed quote unquote better in plastic, and you know, that's kind of like how it goes, right? But that technically is also like, you're technically using someone else's work, right? Inspiring your set, right? I understand that people want to do that, and like obviously it's like you like that theme that much, yada yada. But there's a bit of a discussion to be had there, I think. Like, you could always say that the person who originally copied was in the wrong, so therefore the person who copies next then like kind of absolves themselves from. But there's no, I don't really think it's a step-by-step process. Like it doesn't trickle down that way. I personally think like if you're copying, no matter whether the work is original or not, right? You're basically undermining someone else's effort and work, and in doing so, it's just not a nice thing to do on an ethical perspective. That's all that's all that I think about clones. Like, yeah, you can get me going about like UTD or GMK or whatever clones, but it's the same opinion for everything, I think. Artisan keycap, same thing. Just don't do it. Like it's just not the right thing to do. There's other ways you could use that energy and time. Do something productive and creative for yourself. Do something that you like that could be close, but make it original, make it your own. Why take the shortcut and just make it the same as that other thing? The thing with clones is that the intent is to make money. There is nothing artistic in it. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. If the intent matters a lot, right? Like if the intent is because, oh, I'm gonna bring the product to the people, that's bullshit. You just want to make money by bringing the product to the people, right? Yeah, you're a company. You clone somebody else's work to sell it to the people who don't have it. You're trying to make money. You're just trying to make money. Like that's all. Who the fuck cares about the people who like don't have it or whatever? You don't give a shit. You just care that they are gonna buy it, right? Gun to your head, you have to choose between Cherry Mix Browns or Otemu Clicky Blues. What shall you do? MX Browns any day. Pfft, easy. Have you seen GMK Patisserie? It looks like this PBT macaron set I saw on Amazon. Is that an art too? I don't know. Because I haven't seen. Oh, I've seen the GMK Patisserie one. That one's the one by the guy who did GMK Noel, right? I think that one's his set. I think, yeah. I've seen the set. I don't know about this macaron set, so I don't know. I feel like, okay, so I do think that colors matching, it like coincidentally or not, tends to be pretty normal. In fact, overlapping colors is gonna happen very often nowadays, especially because we've already kind of exhausted quite a few popular ideas out there, or quite a few popular color combinations that people can rely on, like bright color, dark color contrasts, or bright pastel colors together, that kind of stuff. It's kind of been explored quite a lot now. So overlapping colors will happen pretty often, yeah. Now, if the theme matches to the T, like novelty design, or kind of like the overall direction of where things are going, it's a bit different. Like there's an intent to it, right? Like if the person who designed one thing after the other person kind of looked at the former and was like, oh, that's a cool idea that somebody else that I'm gonna do exactly that because I can, make this product to, make money, right? To sell to people, then that has poor intent, right? And that's when you can frown upon it, right? You could be like, well, I think morally or ethically that's just not the right thing to do, and so you shouldn't do it, right? If it's a coincidence, I think the right thing to do, for example, if you're the person making something that coincidentally matches something that other thing, you can either give a heads up to the person who originally made that first item, the original thing. You could be like, hey, so I was happened to work on something and it ended up being basically the same thing that you did. Can we talk about it? Even just opening that conversation up, even if you know that the end result's maybe not gonna be good, it shows your intent as a designer or an artist as to what you wanted that to be, right? Like you're kind of like giving the person a heads up, and it's like common courtesy, right? Or not? Well, not common. It's not common. Courtesy is not that common, but it's a good thing to do that. But yeah, you'll see a lot of people with overlapping color combos, or a lot of products. Yeah. But I only buy China, but I know the average person in China can afford GMK sets. Or I see the other way around rather. But yeah. Mechanical keyboards need to learn from the fashion industry. You can be expensive or you can be slow to deliver, but you can't be both. That's the problem with our hobby. Yeah, P-Buzzle, I mean, you're totally right. Obviously it sucked that the lead times for GMK is huge. Well, there's a twofold issue with that particular thing right now. GMK being extremely slow to deliver is actually on GMK. But the second thing is also that they're accepting orders continuously. They're basically not cutting off the revenue stream because it's a revenue stream. They're making money every time they are, you know, getting a reservation for a product, right? For a new design or whatever. We are running like 5 GMK sets a month. Every month. That's like 60 sets a year, right? 12 times 5, right? Plus private runs here and there. Plus blah blah blah. Backed up stuff. We have, sooner than later, we'll have hundreds of key sets in the queue that haven't been produced yet. And what GMK has to do, like, you know, you're in an executive meeting room with GMK and they're like, what do we do, guys? One is you expand production capability, you stop taking orders, right? And you work on the stuff that you already have right now in the queue. So you basically deplete the queue as much as possible. That way you're like resetting the schedule and the timeline, right? But that's gonna take time. So people are gonna wait until all of those are cleared up and then they're gonna start taking orders again, right? But they haven't done that at all. They haven't said like, oh, we're gonna stop taking orders completely. Work on all of the queue, clear it up, and then once our production lead times are shorter, we're gonna restart taking orders. They're not doing that shit. That's why it's bad. It's only been getting worse because they're not doing they're not doing that because they don't want to cut off their revenue as it is. It's almost like it's not like a Ponzi scheme per se. Like they're not fun, but who knows? You don't know that, right? But like, you know what I mean? Like it's money that keeps coming in for them, so there's no reason for them to cut it off because it's also up to them. So for them, they can delay however much they want, but because these invoices have already been paid, the original person who commissioned them, meaning the like canon keys, novel keys, like, you know, whatever vendors, right? They can't do anything about it. They're fucked. They can't do anything. They can't. If the customers of the proxies have to issue refunds, they have to do it on their own money, right? Well, on their own money, meaning the money that they got paid, right? But you see the problem here? Like, you could blame novel keys, canon keys, yada yada, omni-type, whatever, right? All you want, but they can't do jack shit about GMK being slow or delaying things. Whether it's in their control or not, proxies cannot do anything. All they can do is be like, please GMK, please help us out and make things on time. That's all they can do. Literally. X not an X, hello. Late stream today? Yes, Mr. Gupo. I only buy original because I can, but I know that there are poor people. Yeah, like, for sure. I do understand that in late stream. I do know that there's people who are going to choose to buy a more, buy a cheaper set because that's what's accessible to them. Again, it's a choice. That's fine. You make that choice, and that's that's on you to decide. It's an individual choice. Do rotary dials actually serve a purpose for some people, you think, or only for aesthetic? They do serve a purpose, but I personally don't think, for example, rotary encoders, Bobby No, I actually don't like them on the top right. I don't think it's ideal. Top right rotary encoders, for me, I don't like because you have to take your hands off the mouse to use it. That's what I don't like. I would actually be okay with it on the left or on a macro pad, like that I can move around on the desk and put it exactly in the place where it's most comfortable. I think those are nice. But on the top right, personally, rotary encoders feel very inconveniently placed. At that point, it's more so of a aesthetic thing, yeah. Bubble gonna pop eventually? Yeah, maybe. You say bubble gonna pop eventually? Watch it never pop. Watch it never pop. Look at artisans right now. Look at key sets. Look at keyboards. How much do they go for these days? Group buy board? 7V? How much do they sell for? How much do, all these things sell for? People said the bubble was gonna pop like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. They said it over and over again 2 years ago, a year ago. It's not popping. It hasn't popped ever. It's just gonna keep going. It might. You never know. It just might keep going. It might just keep inflating and inflating. Because there's people always who are gonna be pushing for these products to continuously be made. People are always gonna still buy regardless of the weight, regardless of these complications. Bubble's not popping. Bubble's not. People want to believe the bubble's gonna pop because it's to their own benefit if it pops. It's a bit of a fallacy here. You want to believe it's gonna pop, but it might not. It hasn't for many things. Definitely think the impetus is on the manufacturer. The vendors are just the messenger. That's correct. Proxies can stop running group buys themselves though, right? Everyone is trying to get theirs, not just GMK. They can, but again, you see the issue here? GMK doesn't want to cut the revenue stream, neither do vendors. You can blame the vendors, but the onus is on GMK. Because technically the product doesn't exist until GMK makes it. So that's why clients are entitled to getting their refunds if they want during the group buy, which actually vendors do give them the refund back. If you request a refund, if you go to Canon Keys and say, I want my refund on GMK, what ran, Peaches and Cream Light or whatever, you know, you can get it. You can go get it. They'll refund you. And if a ton of people start refunding, they might be like, please people, don't refund us, like don't like charge back and all, because it sucks for us. But they have to do it. They have to give you a refund. So you can just choose not to get it. But again, vendors also, in their own financial interest, it's not beneficial for them to cut off orders. So they're not gonna do it. No one's gonna do it. It makes no sense. From the vendor's perspective, it makes no sense. You think that people are like everyone's thinking for the benefit of the customers? The whole rule of like customer is always right is a fucking lie. That's wrong. That's not true ever. The reality is everyone is selfish. Everyone does things for their own self, for their own benefit. You have to think of things that way. But in harmony, there's a harmony to it. You can act on your self-interests, but still make something work out. Anyway, if they did accurate samples faster, wouldn't the matching go quicker as well? That's true, but production's still slow. Do you still have your T60? I don't. It's on GMK for reporting false ass ship dates. You know what's funny though? The ship dates technically at the time when they are published are not wrong, but this community is on a hockey stick curve, okay? Like right now, the growth of this community is like legit, like but it's on the power scale, okay? That's why. That's the problem. They estimate they estimate their production lines based on the fact that, like, let's say 2,000 base kits were made for this particularly popular set, and they're like, okay, let's say we get like 5 or 10 more of those popular sets with thousands of base kits, but then they get like 20. Right, like, you know, for example, and you're fucked. You can't say no, right? Sorry, I'm like super behind on chat though. If GMK is to be believed, they're currently expanding. Yes, they are. They supposedly are. Isn't it likely that they're continuing to take orders in order for money to fund the expansion? That is correct, Vinsanity, though. They are indeed taking money to fund that expansion. Yeah, that would make sense. Because the money comes in right away. You can pay capital investment, right, for expansion. And then once you expand, that timeline will start getting shorter and shorter. Anyway, I guess you don't like the Voice 65 rotary on the right side. Not too much, no. Personally, not on the right side, yeah. More and more people coming in. GMK is literally printing money. So are a lot of vendors. Just FYI. But again, that's the vendor's job. They are vendors because they're here to make money too. They also need to feed people. Like, they need to put food on the table. Everyone needs to put food on their table. You want to put keycaps on your keyboard, but they're trying to put food on the table. Okay? That's what they're doing. Everyone's doing their job. Anyway, prices are going up, wait times increasing, yet people are still buying in droves. Yeah, that's a problem, really. That's a problem. Commodity pricing going up too. It's not going to pop as long as there remains more people coming to hobby, more demand. That's correct. Blah blah blah. Price is going to climb. Yep. As long as the hobby keeps growing, bubbling, popping. Yep. Who's your favorite keyword content creator other than yourself? Ooh, that's a good question. On YouTube, I really like Susboards. I personally am a big fan of Susboards' videos. I think his videos are super underrated, super nicely made, comprehensive, and personally, I think he's a great person. I haven't chatted too much with him, but I think he's a great guy. I'm a big fan of Susboards on YouTube. On Twitch, people who stream regularly, I'm a big fan of Alex for sure. He's super nice. Apiary is great too. Yura. I like Nathan too. They are types. I mean, we've all been friends for a while. They all have their own like personalities, so I kind of like them all for different reasons, and I respect them as basically they're my colleagues, and I respect them a lot. I mean, of course, like, you know, Jody and like other people are here too. Patty, Tim, right? I don't interact with everybody all that often. Like, you know, like, there's like Chu and there's like a bunch of people, right? There's like Lol Stacks. There's so many people right now, but everyone has their own personality, I think. I personally don't actually follow a lot of streamers because I just don't tune in as much. I tune in on occasion to people's streams, but I can't tune into a lot because I just don't have the ability to multitask that well. But yeah, I like anybody who tends to be more on the educational side of things. I am big on education for keyboard content stuff. I like people who are patient and who are like, you can be humorous, but I think if you're teaching something to your audience in a way that's accurate, or at least you're doing your due diligence to be correct in what you're saying, or at least you're trying your best to help people out, I think that's the most important thing for me. At least that's what I like doing myself. I like being here for people who ask questions and to answer those questions. Even if they're mixed with my own opinions, at least I'm providing that information to people. And I think that's kind of the more important thing for me. Yeah. Alright. I think that's a short, that's the medium length answer for that. I could go on though. Meteor falls on GMK Factory tomorrow. Is everyone screwed? Yes. Just tired of every key set being run through GMK. Bonar, find us a good manufacturer that makes ABS double shot keycaps as well as GMK, and we'll go right away to make more. That's the issue. There's just nobody competing that well enough. It's just nobody competing that well enough. Nobody's making the legends the way they do. Nobody's making the legends cherry profile like OG Cherry, like just like them. Nobody's doing it, and nobody wants to spend the money to do it right. JTK, they're not too close yet. They still have issues. You saw those triple shot Cyrillic caps. They have their issues too. But yeah, GMK just does it really well, and people are not competing well enough. People can't follow. Like, other companies are not following those footsteps right now. Yeah. If someone really invests a shit ton of money and time into reverse engineering all that stuff, great. But not many people who are willing to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it short soon and continue looting my stats. So let me see. Why would GFK cut it off? Novel keys, canon keys, run the GBs, knowing full well that shit ain't delivering for over a year. Both can be built in. They're both part of the problem, yeah. They're both part of the problem, P-Puzzle. But again, neither of them are going to though, right? That's a reality. It's just, you can blame them all you want, but it's a situation that's not gonna change. Yeah. It's just not gonna change. I appreciate people being hopeful, but it's a situation that you need to just accept. Yeah. The issue's variety. We need competitors. Yeah, we need competitors for sure. We need competitors, but nobody is really doing the work. Black Simon's videos on YouTube are good. His instructional videos can be pretty good. His Twitch content can be a bit questionable. Just because I know the guy. Simon can be funny, but he can be stupid too. The throw test. Lightning, what's up? How are you doing today? Aiming, hi. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. You're my favorite streamer, Mr. Dio. Come on, please. Sorry. Okay, just catching up now. Oh my God, there's so much to catch up with. I like Max F too. Oh, Max, good guy. You like yourself? Ha! Of course I do. Of course I do. You would like Straight Chroma? I think she's great. I think Courtney does a superb job, especially for beginners. She's super patient. She offers all these like beginner-friendly options. I think that's great. She does her research too. She always tries to make sure like she shares cool content. I think she's great. She definitely caters to an audience that does not overlap with some of mine and some of other people's. So Courtney does great stuff too. Got my first set of GMK and like PvT so much better. Understandable. Some people just don't like one thing. We'd have way more JTK sets if Buddha would have more streamlined communication in the West. Yes, that is also true. Communication is lacking with JTK. They actually very much suck at communicating. Simon is stupid a lot of the time, LOL. Yeah, he is. He often gets carried away in his own world. Yes, that's also correct. Vayar, hello. How are you? I like his reviews more candid but enjoyable to listen to. Yeah, I do agree with that. Treeleaf, have a good dinner. Vayar, I'm doing well, thank you. Courtney was in the hobby before and came back though, right? Courtney, well, she knows of has known of mechanical keyboards because she's also like been gaming and stuff. So she's known of them, yeah. She just wasn't like streaming mechanical keyboard content specifically, but now she's been doing that for a bit. Yeah. I really like Andy Wen. Yeah, Andy Wen full time, right? Too. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's been pushing out quite a lot. Good for him though. Yeah. It's good. It's good for people to have options to see who to watch. Have people to watch and support. Someone redeemed Hug JD, and I got carried away in my own world too. Here's Ron, and here's JD. Now throw the board? No. Hello. JD says hi. Ron says hi too. Please kiss Ron. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? I like vanilla and mint chocolate separately. But yeah, I like those two a lot. Coffee, also coffee. Oh, Haagen-Dazs coffee. One of my favorite from Haagen-Dazs. Yeah. I know some people hate mint, but I understand. Alright, back to lubing steps. I'm so sorry. Got carried away. I hope the discussion was fun and useful to you guys. But yeah, I don't mind talking about it though. Yeah, the real issues, yeah. P-Balzo is exactly right though. There's no competitors to GMK. JTK is not quite doing the job that they would, like, you know, they're not quite coming close to GMK. Yeah, that's really the conclusion there. Vendors and GMK are probably not going to cut the revenue stream because it makes no sense to do so. They're both doing just fine by continuously running group buys, even if the lead time is long and there's complainers. There's always going to be... Complainers are always going to be the vocal minority. That's really what it is. They are a vocal minority and therefore they hold no ground after a while. Because there's going to be more people who will still buy even with the long lead times. And so, yeah. When you're a business though, it would make no sense to cut your revenue just because of a few complainers. If there were a majority, sure. If there were a boycott, maybe, but that's not gonna happen, so yeah. The thing about long GMK wait times is to just buy everything and you'll eventually have sets coming in each month. Yes, if you're rich enough, for sure, go for it. Coffee flavored ice cream is goated. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love coffee flavored ice cream. the fucking best. Oh, you know what I like a lot? You guys know the Magnum chocolate bars, the vanilla like flavor and chocolate covered like ice cream bars? I love those. They're expensive. They sometimes go on. I buy them when they're on sale, but I love those. Love those. The ones with like dark chocolate. Yum. So good. I like Korean ice cream too. I like samanko, which is the one with the like fish with the red bean paste flavor ice cream inside. Really yummy. The original one is really good. I like that one. I like other Korean ice creams, like, you know, like melona is really good, which is like melon flavor, like cantaloupe, like melon flavor. Yeah. I like not ice cream like cream based, but like water based flavors. I like lime or orange a lot normally, or grape sometimes, like grape flavor, but that's like water based, not like any cream based flavors. Those are good like in the summer, super refreshing, right? Yeah, those are good too. Melona strawberry is really good. Yeah, samanko is so good. Oh my god, I love samanko. But yeah, I always get ice cream when they're on sale. I'm pretty cheap. I try to not get too much junk, like not junk, but like not junk food, but like, you know, I try to not do like treat yourself too much. Gets pretty pricey, and also like I actually don't even have that much fridge space anyway, so usually I just have like one thing in the fridge, something that I can like splurge with. Occasionally take a break and like have a bit of ice cream. It's like a bit of a cheat sort of thing. It's like I'm feeling bad today, like I feel like shit today, my mood is bad. It's like, yeah, having ice cream in the fridge is great. It's a good outlet. Have you ever tried Tillamook ice cream? What is that, Nine Walker? I've tried the boba flavored ice cream, the brown sugar boba flavored ice cream. That one's really good too. It's like somewhat new, but that one's really yummy too. I really like that one. COVID messed things up. GMK just needs more machines and maybe more people too. Yeah, we'll see a turn of the tides. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's the goal. I think the goal is for EU and like the rest of the world to get better with regards to COVID and get it more controlled. And once things do return to some form of normal, we'll maybe see that expansion in production, and we'll maybe forget about all this stuff about long lead times. It is situational, though. It is situational. I think so, anyway. I appreciate the back and forth, but I think we both agree it's just frustrating as hell, man. There's just so much room for growth and a huge group willing to throw money at it. No, I agree. I agree like 100%. I mean, there's a reason why I do still buy GMK, is because I do like GMK, and there's a lot of really fucking good sets. And I'm not gonna lie, even though my patience is pretty, like I have quite a lot of patience with buying stuff, I still do get a bit of a I do still get a bit hesitant about buying, because I'm like, it's not that it's like I'm not gonna like it, but it's more so like kind of like on a, not even moral, but like more so just like, it's like should I really just do this, like even though the wait time is like 24 months, or like, I mean like 20 months or whatever it is, like, right, like the wait time is like crazy. It's like, yeah, it just makes me feel like I'm supporting a failed model, like a failed model for like us customers, and like it just makes me feel bad for sure. But I still do support, because it is like the better stuff. It is still the best out there, you know. It is still the best out there for ABS double shot keycaps. Like I just don't think the other stuff comes close. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Anyway, Ice Espresso, yum. BM Player, hello. BOGO sales. The one with the nuts in the shell are also great. Fish ice creams, yeah, yum. Just joined. Is this an in-stock board or a group buy board? Thank you. Prime time, I believe the Monstargear was a group buy board for a bit, sort of, and then there are, like, not sure if they currently have any stock though, but I think they had a few small sort of stock sales for like B stock and stuff. I just don't know what the deal is with Monstargear's specific like supply. so I can't provide you too much information on that. I apologize. I just haven't done enough research on that end. Can't help you there. Let's see. Screw bars is great if you like slightly tangy popsicles. Oh yeah, screw bars. Those are good too. Bingsu? I mean, if I could have regular bingsu, like pat bingsu, so yummy. What do you do for a living? I'm a grad student. Let's see. Nine Walker said, Tillamook brand, very, very creamy. Tillamook is a cheese brand. They do ice cream too. Oh, interesting. I've never tried it though. I want to try it. Where do they sell it? I'm gonna look it up. Tillamook. I'm gonna write it down. Hold on. Tillamook. I like haven't. Tillamook ice cream. Okay. People's taste also changes in 24 months. Yeah, for sure. If GMK gets faster, we'll just have proportionally more key sets being submitted, and lead times will be blow out again. Yeah, it happens. Everything has oscillations, right? So feeds at crazy aftermarket prices. Yeah. For whatever reason, seems like you and Chubbies have the same room, Leah. Do we? Maybe it's a New York, New Jersey thing. You only get a certain amount of space, so all you can do with it is this much. Or maybe you're just used to seeing our rooms. Supporting a failed model, 100% couldn't agree more. They're a great fucking product, but I love it. I work hard and can't afford it, so I buy it. Yep. Yeah. It's a shit way to go about it. It's a double-edged sword. Yep. Fuck. Yeah. Feels bad. Feels so fucking bad. It's true though. That's how I feel about it. It feels like I'm supporting a failed model. Something that's just like barely hanging on to a string. There is in stock K80 if you want, just no hot swap. I see. P Buzzle, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. I really appreciate it. Grad in, I do biomedical engineering. Won my first bongo. Yo, let's go. Congrats, serious. Shipping notification is only the label though, just keep that in mind. Hello drops off stuff in batches. And it's not one batch. He drops off, like, for example, he'll drop off like 2 or 3 different colorways at once. So you get the notification now, and it might ship in like a couple weeks. Just FYI. I know that from experience because I also was like, oh, am I getting it soon? And then it took a while. BME? No way. What field? Oh, I work in imaging. I work in imaging. Specifically. Oh wait, shit. What the fuck? Sorry. I do like well, right now we work on like deep learning stuff for imaging, like image processing and segmentation, that kind of stuff. Yeah, mostly imaging, like image system development, like optical systems and imaging system development, and deep learning for classification stuff. And for our applications, we work with clinicians and like pathologists for the most part. So we do tissue characterization for like biopsies. We do try to bring in like some of the imaging systems to the clinic to tests. And then like push products out ideally, patent stuff, etc. What's your favorite Winkeyless Tkill? Oh, there's a lot to name, but I've named a few. I like the KFE or quality frames is like really nice. I like the Mira. I like the Moon Tkill. I like the LZGH. I like the Whale, which is right here. I like the Jane V2, of course. The Tkill number 2 is really nice. There's so many boards. They're all very good for their own. They have their own like appeal to them. I think whatever is accessible to you is what you should get though. I normally just wait for group buys. I personally don't bother with sorry about Jay for the blocked comment. I apologize. Feel sad when you want the GMK set but cannot justify the price compared to other GMK sets. Similar kitting or number of custom colors. Interesting. Oh, your research is in the MRI? Oh, that's kind of cool. MRI is, well, it's not a competitor for us, but MRI is basically like a different form of benchmarking for us, yeah. So we do check with MRI stuff every so often because it's a bit of a benchmark. We work with OCT a lot, 8 Pebble. OCT. So OCT is our main, like, thing. Yeah. So MRI, you know, it's like slower and a bit different, but yeah. Sounds like CT, yeah. So it's like CT, but instead of X-ray, it's optical. So it's near infrared light. So it's all light based. So it's non-invasive and not harmful. And you can make it small. You could do it like you could put it in like catheters and stuff, which is pretty cool. So our systems are like fiber optics based, so they're very small. Anyway, EO87 is a fire wing keyless Tkill. Oh yeah, EO87 is pretty cool. Any tips on how to put the wire back into housing? It never seems to go in. Oh, I see. We'll have the bed right behind and a wall with shelving. I see. Okay. Wait. Tomo? TJ or Tomo? Tomo is 75% though, right? So Jay, are you talking about putting the wire into the housing when it pops off while on a keyboard that's already installed? Is that what you're asking? I could try and show you. Let me see if I have a build or something like on the side that I can show you with. Oh, I guess I could show you with this one specifically. Give me 1 sec though. Honestly, sometimes I feel like my research is hocus pocus. Yeah, that's how I feel all the fucking time. No, when you lube it and try to put it back together, it never goes into the hole easily despite being the right hole. Yeah, like I have to get it at 66.3234 angle with 48 newtons of force. Please. Okay, let me zoom in then and I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you with this one then. Let me just loop one end. Alright, so here's the housing. Here's my stab wire. There's 2 holes on the insert, right? There's a top one and a bottom one, right? There's like 2 windows, right? The top one doesn't go anywhere. The bottom one is the one where you want to put it into, right? Like if you look at the stab carefully, it's a bit fogged up because of the lube, but like it basically just like slants up. That part is the back part, right? And you're putting it from the front, right? So you make sure you're putting it from under. So I first make sure that the insert is like flat and parallel with the bottom part of the stab, and then I just insert from the bottom, like kind of like down, and then it will, yeah, there's a little bit of resistance. You'll see the wire kind of go up, and then you just slide it in and buckle it, and then that's it. And then once you can see that the wire is like freely moving like that, then that's good. That help, hopefully. And then cry if it's Xerox V1 and the wire pops out. Well, I mean, it happens with Zeal stabs too, and it happens with all these stabs, right? It's Xerox V2 not so much anymore because it's supposed to be anti-pop out technology. I actually haven't seen any Xerox V2s pop out, so I'm not sure if anybody has had that issue, but I haven't seen it happen yet. Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream is so good though, Janky. I'm so jealous. I actually have some in the fridge, but I haven't. I need to have some of it. Haven't had it today though. I try to be sparing with my ice cream consumption because it's like the It's there for my like bad days or for like those times I'm just like, man, I fucking need a dessert. Do you have any preference between Duroc stabs and C3? I like Duroc stabs a little better, I think, just in general. So yummy, yeah. C3V2 is really the GOAT? Really? I haven't tried them. I don't know. How is C3V2 different? Is it like smoother and just like nicer or something? I don't know. I like Duroc V2s though. I've been liking them so far. I haven't had issues with Duroc V2s is what I'm saying. So I personally can't say anything bad about them because I just haven't had any issues with them. But if you say C3 is good, then I'll give it a try one day. I just bought a bunch of Duroc ones, so I kind of don't really need to buy more right now. But maybe if I buy new stabs, I'll buy some C3 next time and try it out. Or if somebody sends their stuff with C3 stabs, maybe I'll try that. But otherwise, yeah, I have no reason to get C3 stabs. Just yet. Does anyone use Zeal stabs? I mean, these are Zeal stabs. I'm currently using Zeal stabs. I use Duroc stabs just because Duroc stabs are cheaper. Zeal stabs are also, I mean, Duroc V2 stabs are also basically like the improvement from Zeal stabs, right? Because it's like, because Duroc V1 stabs are the same as Zeal stabs, basically, right? And then Duroc V2 stabs solve that pop out thing, right? Or at least they address that issue, right? But otherwise they're basically like the same, and they look better too with the like smoky housing. So I go for the Duroc stabs anyway because the color's nicer. So have you built a K? I built like a few of them. Yeah, I built like 3 or 4 of them. How come Zeal stabs don't come with standoffs? Because they don't want to send standoffs, I guess. Oh, by standoffs do you mean like the washers? Yeah, probably just because they don't send out those washers. No other reason than the fact that they just don't provide them. Staying away from C3 after getting bent wires twice. Huh, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody or myself specifically for C3 because I just haven't tried a lot of them. I tried C3 stabs maybe like twice. They're okay for the build I was doing, but I remember back then the V1 stabs or whatever, like the first C3 stabs had like an issue with PBT caps, I think PBT caps didn't work well with them or something like that. So just remember that being mentioned. I didn't like experience it because I was not using PBT, but I remember it being mentioned. And then I suppose V2 kind of solved that issue and maybe did some more, but TBH, I can't say like I know exactly what. I can't say I know exactly what like the issues that they resolved would have been, or how different the new ones are anyway. But yeah, I can try them one day though. I don't really buy a lot of products, like new products these days, just because I kind of like stocked up in a bunch and don't really see the reason to when I already have something that's working fine. If I had something that's like not working properly, I would definitely purchase something. I would definitely try to purchase something new. But yeah, I just haven't had issues as much anymore with like stabs or like that kind of stuff. Yeah. But again, I do think people tend to overemphasize the small things like this, so I understand. But at the same time, I'm trying not to overdo it. Could argue minutiae all day, but does it really solve a problem, or do you even really actually have a problem? So That's the other thing to like think about. How do you like it? How do you think the 78 gasket would be worth? Yeah, I think people say that they prefer the more firm gasket, Janky. So I would recommend trying it out. I think people say that they prefer the slightly stiffer feeling to the K. But I can't like... I think the ones I tried all had the 50A or whatever. I could see how that's nice, because slightly less like loose feeling, or too flexible maybe. What's your favorite form factor? 60% on Tkill are my two favorite form factors. They're the ones I use the most, or that I will be much more eager to purchase for myself. Yeah. Okay, fine, I'll flip the board over. God damn it. I'm trying to be lazy here. You mentioned your favorite Tkills, but what about your favorite 60%s? Let's see. I like the thermal a lot. That's one of the recent boards that I've really enjoyed a lot. Thermal. I mean, I tried a Salvation prototype, which was pretty fun. That was a fun board. I have a K-Mac Happy, which I use quite a bit. I like the Unicorn. Unicorn's pretty fun build too. At the office right now, I have a Bakeneko 60 for work. I like the K a lot. The K is pretty good. Keycaps 160 and Profit have been pretty nice. The Profit kind of sounds interesting, and actually I hit my best PR on the Profit, like my typing PR on the Profit, which was kind of cool. What else? What are the other 60s? There's like so many 60s though. I love the HHKB, like the regular Topre HHKB. That's like probably one of my... That's like always gonna be a staple for me. I will always own an HHKB. Well, I actually own like 3 of them, but yeah. I love Topre in general, so yeah. Polaris was good. I had a Polaris. I sold it because I just had a lot of boards piling up, and so I decided to sell it. But it was good when I had it. While I had it, it was really nice. Actually, I'm not sure which is the right one. What does it say here? I'll have to try it and see. Okay, that's not the right one. Okay. Okay. Alright. Bakeneko's crazy good, given the price. Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice for the price, for sure. I do think it's a great option to get. Like, if you have a choice between that and the tofu, I would definitely get the Bakeneko over the tofu, for example. Because it's about the same price range, I think. But also, the Bakeneko comes with accessories that are pretty nice. I think that's a pretty nice part of the Bakeneko too. It comes with the bag and whatnot. It comes with all these accessories that I think are super convenient. Comes with snaps too. Oh, that's cool. Plates with tight tolerances shouldn't affect the sound in any way. Only if it like rubs or something, I suppose. But would you ever build a keyboard for your girlfriend? Huh, that's a good question. But yeah, I built a few keyboards for my ex-girlfriend. She owned a 60% Revo tray and a Mira Tkill. Oh, and what's that board called? DC60? No, it was like the Fiel looking one by I think Alf. Yeah, he also built her that one too. DC60, whatever that one is. Yeah. Was that the mirror I saw on Mech Market today? Haha, nice joke. I mean, if she sold it like that, I would be a little bit disappointed. DC60, that's the one? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the one. Now build some boards for Ron. Ron doesn't need boards. Ron can make things happen without a keyboard. Keyboards are like inferior technology for Ron. What is Ron? Well, Ron is Gator Ron, the plushie, the alligator plushie from Novel Keys. People love Ron. Everyone loves Ron. If you are in this community and you don't know Ron, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? How dare you not know Ron? Gatoron decides the fate of the boards, that is right. Gatoron plays Pot of Greed, which allows him to draw 2 additional cards. The band Pot of Greed, indeed. Indeed. Diego, did you like Dora or Yu-Gi-Oh better when growing up? I actually don't know Dora much because I never really watched it. I actually did not have cable when I was growing up. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh though. Yu-Gi-Oh was... I actually played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. I actually have a pretty dank Yu-Gi-Oh collection back at home. Both like original and like I have a lot of like the Japanese double frame cards and stuff. Pretty sick stuff. Yeah, I that's kind of where my collecting tendencies sort of really blossomed, or aka hoarding tendencies. But yeah, that's kind of where I got into collecting stuff. Have 4 dual discs? Holy shit! I had 1 at one point. Jesus Christ, 4. What deck do you run? When I was at my peak, I was running a Warriors deck. I was running a fast summoning Warriors deck with like Marauders, Captain, and shit. And like Goblin and that kind of shit, right? This was like I played like way before. I played like when like machines were kind of popular. So like Cyber Dragons and that kind of stuff. I think that's like around the time I stopped playing. But that's I was running machine decks too. I ran a rainbow deck for a while, the rainbow like beast or whatever that shit was. Those were kind of, or the gems, I forget what they're called. I ran a deck like that, like of those ones one time for a tournament. Crystal Bees, yeah, that shit, yeah, whatever that is called. I ran those for a little bit, but I think my Warriors or like slightly mixed deck was probably the better deck. I ran a like a very like custom deck where kind of focused on like just focused on like decently fast summoning and having enough counters to stuff. So it like it had like a Phoenix, had like, you know, Jinzo, had like you know, a few Cyber Dragons and like a few like, you know, like things that remove things from play, like a few Sakuretsu armors and like other stuff. Yeah. Good old days though. I didn't necessarily follow the meta. Do you ever play Magic the Gathering? No, I did not. I never played Magic the Gathering. Never got into it, never really played it. I knew about it, but I never played it. Never really got interested into it, actually. Also, I played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! In Mexico, which is very interesting. But there was a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene in Mexico. That's where I was playing a lot, because that's where I grew up. Magic the Gathering was actually pretty big down there too, but I still did not get interested enough to play it. Yeah. Do you or have you ever been a scaper of the runes? No. I actually don't even know what that is anyway. Oh, Runescape. Oh, Runescape. I play a little, very little. Not much though. Very little. Couldn't get into it either. It was fun for a little bit, and then I preferred playing other games. There are like 4 games I can tell you right now that shaped my childhood. Diablo 2, like the Diablo franchise overall. A bit of World of Warcraft, Ragnarok Online, and a lot of like PlayStation games, I guess, and Nintendo games. Just in general. This is the right spot. Okay, let's try these stabs though. I played too much WoW. I didn't play much WoW. I played a lot of Diablo though. I played a shit ton of Diablo. Like a lot of Diablo. Well, you're Mexican. Do you know how to speak Spanish? Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I do. Diego doesn't speak Spanish. He just has a Latino name. Yeah, he must be Filipino or must have grown in SoCal, right? Or grown up in SoCal, and his parents just decided to name him Diego. That's right. That's me. That's me. Pretty hyped for the remastered. Oh, I'm so hyped for the remastered. Super hyped for the remastered. I was kind of sad I didn't get the beta or the like, you know, or alpha, beta, whatever. But yeah, I'm so hyped for the remastered version and for Diablo 4 too. Let's try to test it with this enter. Noticing that my old 9009 enter key feels a little loose sometimes. It might be old. I'm gonna try with this one though. Okay, it is ticking a little on the right side, so let's address that first. I never got into Diablo 3. Diablo 3, I played it for a bit. I like, you know, played Greater Rifts and all that stuff, Reaper of Souls, blah blah blah, but played a few seasons, it was fun and all, but yeah, it was just not the same as Diablo 2. Like, cause I played a lot of PvP in Diablo 2. I played a lot of both PvE and PvP. But PvP was quite a lot of fun for me. Not quite did this right, I think. Tkill on the right side. Okay. Okay, those are fine. Finally got an RTX card yesterday, so I'll be able to game again without crashing all the time. Nice. Congrats. Diego, if USA and Mexico play in the World Cup, who would you root for? Mexico! Obviously! Who the fuck roots for the USA in soccer? I'm sorry, but soccer and USA don't go together, in my opinion. They're good at other things like basketball or other Olympics like sports and shit, but fans of the women's team, yeah, the women's team, so the US women's national team is very good. But for FIFA, like men's FIFA, very very different. Fuck Landon Donovan, I'm sorry. Every Mexican knows this. Fuck Landon Donovan. Okay, shift is okay. Maybe a touch on their left. Just a tiny bit. You don't say fuck Lana Donovan around here. I don't give a fuck. You wanna unfollow? Goodbye. No worries. I don't need to discuss this. Bye, Felicia. I don't give a fuck. Do you think if you injected yourself with a lube, you would become keyboard man? I would rather not be keyboard man. Anyway, sorry to offend y'all US men's national team fans, but that's just the way I feel. I grew up in a country where, you know, where that's not a... It's just, yeah. It's sacrilegious to believe otherwise. It's more than the sport. It's like a religion. Yo, chat versus everything. What's up, guys? Hello, Dungeons and Dragons enthusiasts. I think Max and CD were up today, and Lisa. How you doing, guys? Grindbox, Frank. If y'all are here, hello. Okay, I'm gonna actually take off the enter stab and just gonna touch it up a bit because I don't like the right side of it. That's kind of sounding like crap. Sometimes you gotta do that. Are you building 2 boards today? I'm only building 1. I know so there was a time earlier on stream that I was like got onto a bit of a discussion with people and got a bit distracted, so I've been taking a long time building today. This is hot swap? No, this is solderable. You went on a 1-hour rant? Yeah, pretty much. That was me today. Okay, the right side I didn't really like, so let's check it out. See what's going on here. I think the lube might have shifted around here. So. It is solderable though. was wondering why we're 2 hours in? Yeah, because I've been getting into little rants and stuff. You know, we're talking about GMK lead times and how vendors act on their own self-interest because it is their job to do that, to, you know, put food on the table and to run GMK group buys because, well, yeah, it is profitable. Duh. And how the community is growing and that stuff. You know, the usual keyboard stuff. The stuff that you would expect any day. The usual rants. Only 7 more months until my GMK set is delayed. Facts. Actually though, facts. It's okay, I understand. I technically ran a GMK set too, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of delayed, or more like definitely delayed. So I understand. Okay, let's see. Like Keycaps has been saying they will do monthly 265, but that never worked out. Yeah, it do be like that though. It's just the way it is. I mean, the material shortage hasn't. I mean, the material like price hike up hasn't helped, and I'm pretty sure that with that there's also delays because people are probably like hoarding shit. It's like, oh my god, prices are going up. Buy. Like especially like the bigger places, right? Because you gotta get your raw materials in too. So on that end, I'm sure that it's probably gotten to them as well. Can't make boards without the raw material, am I right? They ran on time most of the time back in the before times. Man, I'm a poet. Yeah, you are a poet, my friend. Fucking brilliant. Do you know what happened with Rama and Kono? I think Rama just hasn't been doing collabs with Kono, that's all. Maybe they just didn't... Maybe they just don't have a working relationship. Maybe? I don't know. I mean, well, if you haven't seen any sets that Kono has been running with Rama caps, maybe they just don't have a working relationship. At least that's my guess anyway. I don't know what else would explain it. Like GMK, Yeti, Ramacap didn't run on Kono and never really got an explanation. Yeah, that's my guess. Probably just no working relationship. Or something. I mean, yeah, probably. That's the only explanation I feel is reasonable. Main hesitation these days, especially for PvT sets, is no samples prior to group buy. That is true, because especially for PvT, it's dice sublimated legends. Well, even with no samples, the thing is, every set can end up different because it's dice sublimated, right? mean, you have molds for everything, but still. Yeah, hard to predict anything, right? With in those cases. Diego, what are you drinking? I'm drinking beer. It's a little warm now, though, which is because I went on a rant and stopped drinking. Drinking it's an Irish red ale by Goodwater Brewery from Vermont. Put some ice in it? Oh God, no. I'd rather drink it slightly warmer than water it down. It's weird, but this wire is sort of feeling like loose or something. What's going on here? This stab is kind of weird today. Yo, CD, my friend, hello. Oh yeah, did you get your mail, by the way? I sent you something in the mail. Did you check your mail yet? I hope you have. Thanks again for the good discussion tonight. I'm out. Have a good night. Sounds good. P-Buzzle, have a very good night yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm taking forever today. But I have a feeling something's kind of weird here, so I'm touching it up a little. Alright, let's try this. Mug in the freezer is perfect for milk and Oreos too. Interesting, but don't you think it's a problem if you had milk and Oreos and you didn't finish it? Thanks for the helpful tips today. I always enjoy your stream. Have a good night, Minam. Go get your beauty sleep. Hope it's a good one. It makes your milk freeze a little? Oh, I don't like that though. I actually have experienced that before, but I actually don't like it when milk gets kind of frozen like that. I don't enjoy it. I actually don't like it. Hey, there we go. That sounds a lot better. Alright, we're good with the stabs finally. I'm so sorry. But it better be done right. I'd rather take an extra hour and get it right than have to do it and then feel like I have to do it again. There were times in my earlier building days where I would build something and then I ended up being not satisfied with the stabs, for example, and I would actually just force myself to redo it. Even if it took me an extra 2 hours or 3 hours to do it, you know, for the client or whatever. Because it kind of sucks, right? It's like, say, if someone paid you money to do something right and you don't get that, it's pretty shitty. It's a shitty feeling. So I was like, yeah, should be at least working right now. Yeah. My problem with Infinity isn't the colors. I don't like the mod text. I really want to pick up Mitsui, but the bottom row is text is a big turn off for me. Yeah, imagine doing business might require having returning clients. I think that's important. Well, I do have to say, I do have returning clients, and that's kind of why I do have a decent influx of builds. Because there are regulars among the keyboard builds that I do for people. So, oh, this is kind of weird. That is weird. Okay. So I like put on the plate and it sounds like something's ticking. If I don't put on the plate, it sounds fine. So something must be pushing the stab or something like that. Maybe this part here. That was it. I don't know why this enter stab is a bit don't get too bothered by the rattle. My K80 had the same issue you're facing. Really? That's so weird though. But why would that be? I don't get it. Oh, okay. I have an idea. I think I know what's going on. This plate has a weird cut here. I'm gonna shave it off. think there's a little piece here that's kind of pushing the stab in one direction and causing the stab to tick, which is probably maybe why I was having that rattle issue. I'm gonna double check though, you never know. Trial and error here, so you guys will have to bear with me a little bit. But it's a hunch I got from looking at this. It's a little tight there. It's a little tight. Do you think I need to shave this off? My spacebars on the right have the same rattle. Yeah. That's interesting. But I do think the cutout here is a little, it's not properly done. I'm gonna shave it off a little. Because let's try this. So if I try a switch with the stab as it is, and I try to press on the enter, I don't get rattle. I don't get rattle. But now, if we try this without a switch, I mean with the plate now, because right now the plate's the main issue. I think the plate has a few tight cutouts. So we're gonna give it a shot there. These strips are annoying. It's like they tried to do it like a nice precision cut, but they actually made it a little too tight for it. So that's my guess right now. Now let's try it with. I shaved off a little bit of the edge of this plate here, where I think it was rubbing against the stab, which basically is pushing the stab, and therefore causing it to tick a little. Everything okay now? It's coming in place. Time for a plateless build? That would be cool, huh? It is better. It's better than earlier. Maybe at this point, maybe I just need to put a little more lube on that. That'll be it. Alright. Wait a sec. Oh, okay. Alright. Another issue. That's annoying. Okay. So one thing to note is the PCB has north-facing enter stabs, but the cutouts are not properly done for it. So you guys see this? So let me show you what I mean. So okay, so plate cutouts. Plate cutout clearly has cutouts for south-facing wires. So the rattle is actually coming from, like the ticking is actually coming from that wire hitting the plate right there. And then there was this part, this side here that was pushing a little of the housing of the stab a little to the left. So I shaved that off a little, and then I'm just gonna shave a little bit there. So, but we're gonna make this right. We're not gonna let this just, I'm not gonna just build it and let it rattle and shit. That's annoying. So we're gonna make this right. So all we need to do is, I'm gonna actually take my plate here. It's just a, this is like a, it's like a silly mistake. It's like you could have gotten it right, but they didn't. So what I want to do is basically mark here where they're like using a Sharpie to mark the location of the wire, and then I'm just gonna shave a little bit from there. Is this a commission? They're getting their money worth? Oh, for sure. Yeah, it is a commission though. I'm not gonna charge them more or anything. I think this kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, if you sign up for it, maybe you'll just get the you're reaping all the benefit from it. All right, let's see. Where's my flats one here? Alright. Actually not sure how much I need to cut from here, but let's see if this works. Maybe this enough? Hopefully it's enough, but we'll see. Alright, I think that should be enough clearance. Let's go! Looking from the webcam, it is weird ASF. Oh, I'm sorry. That is true. Yeah, because I'm like looking down. I'm shaping it off with these are hand files. These are just hand files. Yeah. Alright. So it took a few hours to get to the bottom of this issue, but alright, cool. Alright, we're good to go. Apologize for the delay, but we learn something every day, am I right? Alright, let's get the rest of it done. Yeah, at first I didn't realize, but yeah, I should have checked the orientation of the stabs. I thought I was like, oh, maybe I think the plate got it right, but I didn't double check that. That's why you can't just do rectangular cuts on every part of the stab cutout. Alright, now let's test all the stabs before we just move on fully. Just one last time. Good. 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 And good. Okay. Stabs are good to go. Do you file the spacebar? Excuse me. Do you file the spacebar cutouts too? No. I only filed the enter. So let me show you. Spacebar is fine because it's north facing, has extra room for north facing wires, right? So spacebar is good. Shift is good. Other shift is good. But look at this one. Has room on the right, but not on the left. So that's where I shaved. I shaved right there. You can see I shaved a little bit. Yeah, so that's where I shaved mostly. And then I cut out. There was a little. You see that little bump here? I just shortened that a little bit, and then there's a little like corner here, and I like shaved that a little bit too. Yeah, but these two actually I don't think you need to do. I think the main culprit was the stab wire hitting there. It made it sound like it was on the right, but that makes sense because when you press a key on the right side, the wire actually goes. It rotates more on the left side because it's in the other part of the. Because this part is gonna be like static and the other part's like let loose, right? So the noise was coming in from here, but it kind of made it sound like it was coming from here because I was pressing here. So the issue was here though. Yeah. MX Blacks are sus. They sound good but kind of scratchy. Yeah. So that's like the nature of MX Blacks. They're not the smoothest switch, but the housing makes them sound pretty cool. Oh, pretty good. Pretty cool. Yeah, I guess they're cool. Yeah, well, if any Monstargear people ever see this video, or if anyone ever talks to any Monstargear people, tell them that Lightning Keyboards, aka Lightning XI, saw the issue, and they should totally hit him up with I don't know, maybe they can just buy me some beers, and I'll be happy with that. And they can fix it on their next plates, hopefully. Bug bounty? Yeah. Bug bounty. Give him some money. Just get me some beers or something. I don't know. I don't think I heard there are any streamers say there were problems with the XOV3. Maybe the XOV3 had proper cutouts. Maybe it was just this K80 one that had wrong cutouts. Maybe the XOV3 was fine. I actually I kind of wanna go back and see the streams for the XOV3. Kind of feel like maybe the cutouts were okay on those though. It's one of those oversights. It's like minor, but it's easy to overlook if you're not paying close attention. Making sure your PCB and your plate are the same for like orientation. It happens a lot more frequently on like tray mounts because there are PCBs that have different orientation for their tray mount stuff. And then people who make like custom plates for their 60% tray mount stuff, they don't always take a look at which PCBs have what orientation, and therefore like they do it one way but not the other, and like they end up having issues like that. So that's pretty normal with like more universal stuff, like tray mounts or things that like can be cross compatible across like many different like third-party parts. Yeah, they tend to have issues. Gonna go watch anime. BRB sounds good. What are you watching? French Avocado. I recently finished Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. I watched all the way until the last movie. That was fun. And then I'm currently watching Recovery of MMO Junkie. I don't watch any seasonals because I don't like keeping up with airing shows. So I currently started watching Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Shunibyo is freaking great, dude. I loved it. It was so fun. It was so funny. MMO Junkies is such a wholesome show. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. I actually I'm going in without knowing anything. Kind of just thought it was a interesting premise, and I was like, okay, let's check it out. So I'm gonna watch that next. Yeah. Have you ever played with an evil 80? Evil 80. I remember someone telling me there were issues with that board. I remember troubleshooting something with somebody, but I don't know. It was a long time ago. But I remember someone telling me there were issues, and I was like trying to troubleshoot with them online, like on Discord or something, or on Reddit. Actually, I'm not even sure. But it was a while back. I haven't played with one directly though. No. It was just like vicariously through other, like someone else who was having issues. Doesn't use QMK has a weird connector. Super nice board though. Yeah. There was something about the PCB. I remember that part. I remember there was something about the PCB. Borrowing a friend? Oh, cool. Cool. Alrighty, there we go. Have you seen Konosuba? Of course I've watched Konosuba. I watched a while back. Super funny. Such a fun show. Of course I did. Oh no. This LED is coming off. This PCB is a bit flimsy, huh? We'll fix that. We'll reflow that right away. Guess you guys might get to see everything today. This LED is coming off though. I need to reflow this. Also, LEDs, do they even matter? This board does not have a diffuser anyway. But we'll put it back. Alright, it's back in place. Alright, cool. Okay, let's get soldering. I do have a fan running already here, right behind me, so let me just go like this. Alrighty, let's do the rest. Thoughts on BDZ on wires? It's good. People use it. A lot of other streamers use it. I know people who just build in general like to use it. I personally find it a little messy to use because it's very it sticks to things really well. So it actually is very good for wires, but it can be a little messy if you like apply like lumps of it and stuff. So I just suggest being careful a little, just so that it's not like it doesn't get to other places where you don't want it. But otherwise it's effective. It's just as effective as, I mean, it's effective like 205, but probably better in the sense that it'll stay where you apply it. So that's the main benefit of BDZ, is that if you apply it somewhere, it kind of tends to stick there and stay there. But it being very adhesive and stuff, like, I mean, not adhesive, but like, you know, it adhering to things really well also makes it so that it can get a little messy if you're not careful enough. So it does require a little bit of control. A little bit of care, rather. So yeah. Just being attentive with that, of that is probably the most important part. Yep. Have you tried it with the Holy mod? No, I haven't. I actually haven't tried any of the stat mods, like the Holy mod or Epsi mod and all those. I just haven't done it. Main reason that I feel like it's a bit of extra time that I kind of don't feel like investing to like learn fully and like master rather. And most importantly because I just don't have the issues, like I don't have the extent of my issues with stabs isn't like, I don't consider it to be like bad enough that I need to change the way I'm doing my stabs right now. So I can like reliably use like 2.5 or BDZ to lube my stabs just fine. So that's kind of how I see it. So I haven't done any like Holy mod or FC mod, that kind of stuff. But if I find a need to do it at one point, I might try it, or even just for science. But yeah, I haven't invested the time to like explore it deeply. So, can't say much about it specifically. I'm bringing my keyboard to church so the pastor can bless it and my holy mod can become nice. Should I be talking about group buys at the different vendors that sponsor this channel? I've talked about them a lot recently, but if there's any news that you guys are interested in, I can talk about it. I can just mention them all. But I guess the most important part is right now there are a few. There's one group buy that's gonna end tomorrow or this Sunday basically, which is GMK Zooted. GMK Zooted on novelkeys.xyz is gonna end this Sunday night. So if you are thinking about GMK Zooted, today is the last. I mean, tomorrow or today basically is going to be the last day. So you have like 24 hours to get it. Yeah. Sure, why not? All right, so let's see. Keycaps right now, I believe, is running GMK Uwu macros kit. And then also GMK Cyrillic and GMK Beige Cyrillic kits. So those are running right now. If you're into white on black, oh sorry, Cyrillic Beige and white on black beige, white on black Cyrillic, yeah. So Cyrillic for the 2 classic colorways, and then the Uwu macros kit for beige colorway sets. Those are running right now. Were there any keyboard news to announce? Let me think about it. Pretty sure there was something. It's like at the top, at the right at the top of my tip of the tongue, but I can't like name it. Oh, GMK Alchemy is also running on Keycaps right now. That's right. GMK Alchemy is running right now on Keycaps. So GMK Alchemy was inspired by a set that Chris Swires, who was a keyword enthusiast, pretty popular keyword enthusiast in the mechanical keywords community. He made DSA Alchemy, and that set was pretty popular, and so it was made in GMK, and it's being led by Alchemy Keywords, or Alchemist Keyboards, I believe. They kind of got the okay from Chris to them, and they're running it through Keycaps and other vendors, so check that out too. I believe on Monday we have the Obliterated 75 dropping in aluminum versions. So if you missed out on the recent drops for some of the Keycaps lines of keyboards, they are dropping an in-stock sale of Obliterated 75 in aluminum, in different colors of aluminum. I believe they have like lilac, aqua, red, and like blue, I think. And those I think go for like around like $300 or $290. So those are going to be dropping on Monday on the 24th at I think 11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern we're going to have devastating Obliterated 75 keyboards dropping in 4 different colors. So check those out if you're interested in Keycaps lines of affordable custom keyboards. And in stock too, so you don't have to wait for any group buy product or anything. And of course, you can always use my affiliate link to purchase any of these items or any group buy items, and I get a kickback. Of course, if you would be generous enough to do so, please consider it. But yeah, otherwise, that should be a news covering for this week at least for Keycaps. GMK Alchemy is cancelled? Really? Wait, why? Why'd they cancel GMK Alchemy? I didn't know that. Why did they cancel it? That's so sad. Low sales? Damn. That's a big rip. You know how they can increase sales? Should I tell you my opinion on GMK Alchemy sales to increase? Icon plus text mods. That's right. That's the way. More sales. Icon plus text mods. 1 1 2 3 4 5 row profile. Slim novelties kit, a slim novelties kit, and 1 nice base kit with ISO support. With actually, Alice spacebars don't need to go in there. Maybe a small spacebars kit with like the B key and all that shit, and then an extension kit with maybe like can have like extra keys or macro keys or whatever, F13, all that crap, right? Could do that, and 40 support maybe. Miners like relatively slimmed down 40 support maybe, something like that. But yeah, I don't know about the kitting of GMK Alchemy, so I can't really say much about it. But I definitely think the text mods sort of made it look a little bare, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion on text mods too. So kind of showing up here. So would have taken 2 years to get anyway. Yeah, that's also true. That is also true. GMK lead times right now pretty crazy. We've talked about this a lot though already, so not gonna touch. I'm not gonna like talk too much about it right now. Alright, anyway, other vendors, Mint Autumn, not much news there. Same old right now. Rookie round 2 in fulfillment. Irma Tkill coming up. Next up we have Novel Keys. Novel Keys again. I said GMK Zooted ending pretty soon, ending this Sunday, the 23rd at midnight, basically. So if you're going to check out GMK Zooted, today or tomorrow is the last day, so you have 1 day. Then we also have GMK Parcel, and what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something else. And GMK Handerbite. GMK Handerbite also on novelkeys.xyz. GMK Handerbite round 2, GMK Parcel, and GMK Zooted. There's also things in stock like the PBT sets, like purple, blue, and white. There's also the NK65 aluminum version in stock right now for $185 I believe. There's a bunch of key sets. I believe the NK65 Milkshake Edition came back for an in-stock sale. So there's some extras for that too, if you're interested in that. Maybe purchasing for your significant other or someone you know. A bunch of desk pads in stock, I think. Like the Random Frank P, I think might be still in stock. The synth is in stock too. The synth V3.2, produced by Hungerworks Studio in collaboration with Joey Quinn and Salvin. It's in stock on Novel Keys as well. Gatoron, if you're interested in that. Switches and stabilizers and other accessories over at Novel Keys as well. Next, we have Omnitype. On Omnitype, we currently have GMK DualShock Round 2 running. So that's going to be running until June 4th. So if you're interested in GMK DualShock Round 2, that's the place to go. Omnitype.com/lightning. Huge Despot restock on Omnitype. So if you missed that, there still are quite a lot of Despots available through Omnitype. So if you're into Omnitype's designs for Despots, that's the place to go. They also very regularly do restocks and a lot of drops and stuff. So check out their Despot restock calendar. They have a whole page for that. So check out their website for that, for those details. And other accessories such as the mecha bags and among other things. Let's see. Just gonna put the sponsors list here, but next up we have Prime Keyboards. Prime Keyboards is my favorite place to purchase my Duroc V2 stabs, smoky housing. There's also the Alpaca version. There's Alpaca's Cobalt palm switches, palm linears, right? And other switches and other keyboard related accessories like loop stations and lube and switch openers and so on for you to purchase over there. So check out primekb.com/lightning for more. Next we have Project Keyboard. GMK Bingsu Round 2 is going to be running soon. They're taking feedback for their kitting, and they have been taking pretty positive. I mean, they have been taking all kinds of feedback, and they're considering things to change. So we should expect an update for GMK Bingsu Round 2 kitting soon. But please do consider providing feedback if you have any feedback that has not been provided. But they will be changing the kitting slightly. I know that there has been a response about kitting recently, so. If you have certain opinions, you may feel free to express it on their Discord server, for example, and through comments, but they will be addressing some of the concerns that people have over their kitting. But GMK Bingsu Round 2 is going to be running soon, so just something to pay attention to. And the Sirius is currently in stock. The Sirius keyboard comes in palm and polycarbonate. It's a 60% in those two plastics. Comes in HHKB when keyless and regular 60, I think. So check that out. Yeah. Why is the USB port in such a wacky spot? I don't know. Don't ask me. That was their choice. I have no idea why. because maybe they just decided that they wanted to put it in a wacky spot, I suppose. I have no idea. No idea why. It's truly a custom keyboard, right? So, because that's where it goes, fam. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, next up we have Salvin, where you can find Wilbotech PCBs in stock as well as apparel. You can find all the projects listed on there as well. Yep. So check out Salvin for Wilbotech stuff and information on their other projects. I believe AE Board's red linear switches are available on Salvin's website as well. So yep. But for now, that's what they carry. If you're in Europe, especially, that's pretty convenient. So check those out. I've recently built my Tkill number 265 with the red linear switches, and they sound pretty clacky, but they're very, very smooth and they're really nice. Actually, I actually really like them in that build. So, all right, and then finally we have Space Holdings or Space Cables. They recently did the drop for the. They recently did a drop for the, whatchamacallit, let's see, do I have anything programmed on here? I don't know if I programmed anything on this function layer. I might have not, but I don't remember. Definitely is doing something in the function layer, but I just don't know what it is. Oh, okay, well, I'll check later actually. Alright, so everything's working, which is good. But yeah, Space Cables also has GMK Deepwell currently running as a group buy. They have some deskpats in stock as well. The Batsy Tech deskpat, if you haven't checked that out, it was a pretty hilarious promo for it about Batsy's performance drop and crushed carbon and all this good stuff. But check out, if you haven't seen that video, you should check out the Space Cables Instagram or Bad Seats Instagram or Twitter. They have it posted there. Pretty fun promo. Alright, I think that's all. Well, Space Cables, as usual, cable collabs for all kinds of key sets, so something for you to look at if you're interested in any matching cables. And they of course have XHT BDZ lube if you were asking about it and you're interested in getting some space cables or spaceholdings.net. They'll have those there too. So yeah. Alright, let's assemble this guy here. Custom USB placement indeed. Why design a PCB if you're gonna make it normal? That's right. Put it on the side. Like the CA66, yeah, the CA66 had the USB port on the side actually. Not sure if you guys remember that one. But that one had a pretty cool USB placement on the side. Alright, let's mount this guy up. pull an apple and put it on the underside like the magic mouse? Oh yeah. Courage, right? Or something. I forget whatever their motto is for that stuff. It's kind of weird though when they do that kind of shit. It's like, why though? Why do you do this to people? Alrighty. We're done. Standard layout today. So 6.25U and everything standard. Regular caps lock, regular backspace, regular shifts. Good old vanilla ANSI Tkill layout. Which is kind of neat. Haven't done that in a while. So, what should we put on this guy? What keycaps do we want to put on this? Ooh. Oh, actually, I can't do that either. But, what are we gonna do today? Let's see, I have some sets to show, I guess. Let me put the list up. White and black? Yeah, white and black is an option, indeed. Hold up. What did we do? Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, these options are gonna be up right there. Check out the options. Put a few suggestions. If you want to do the thing, you can do the thing. Feel free. Gonna drink some water or beer. I second Retro Cyrillic. Okay, Retro Cyrillic is one option. Great to see MKBHD and Linus Tech Tips both make videos on the right to repair recently. Oh, that's cool, actually. That is actually pretty nice, because, yeah, that is an issue in the industry. People making proprietary shit and, like, making things irreparable makes it really difficult for a lot of people. Alright, let's see. Let's put some options up. Skull Squadron. I actually kind of second that option too. So, I'm gonna put a poll. Okay, so Retro Cyrillic muted, Skull Squadron, and white and black are gonna go up, and one more. Classic Blue, we can try that too. Alright, I'm gonna put those four and one more. Dolch, I have regular Dolch. I have to take off regular Dolch from one of my keyboards, so we can try. Alright, we'll do those options. Okay, so options are, so let's see, key sets. We did Burgundy before, so actually, oh, Burgundy is actually not in the option list anymore because I already used it before. Or actually, it's on the board right now, so it's kind of tough. Alright, so the options are going to be Skull Squadron, white on black, muted, Dolch, and Retro Cyrillic. Alright, cool. Retro Cyrillic is PVT, by the way. But yeah, alright. Yeah, those 5 options. And vote, please. Please vote. Polls right there in chat. Please vote. Skull Squadron is a DSA set also. Just keep in mind, but it's a cool set. AirPods Pro is the epitome of this. Oh, you mean epitome? E-P-I-T-O-M-E. Epitome. Not only difficult to repair, but also designed in such a way that their batteries are so small that they degrade quickly and often held at full charge because of the charging case. Interesting. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Too bad I don't use AirPods. I use these guys. I have Samsung Galaxy Earbuds Plus or Pro or whatever the name is. What is it? Earbud, yeah, whatever. It's a BTS version. Isn't that cool? I use these guys though. What phone you run? I have a Pixel 3a for my phone. And here's my phone. I have a Google Pixel 3a. Skull Squadron getting a few votes. Muted? Muted is good, but I kind of feel... Muted is okay. Wow, White on Black is actually not getting any votes. I'm kind of surprised. Actually, not many people are voting either, so... If y'all are out there being passive, you should vote within the next minute and a half. But I suggest y'all vote. Muted with Mr. Sleeves though? I actually don't feel like Muted goes well with black cases. I actually don't like Muted on black cases at all. I like Muted on silver, gray, polycarb, but I actually don't like it at all on black cases. Kind of looks meh. I don't know. That's just me though. What's the cable you're using? It's a cable that a friend of mine made. It has like a pseudo limo lookalike connector. Only pro for Muted is how incredibly normal looking this keyboard is. True. True. It is very normal looking. Of everything you've built, can you come up with a top 3 list? Not really, but I mean, Jane V2 is a great board. Tkill number 2s are great too. I like the Juby a lot. I like the Thermal a lot. For example, Salvation was fun. There's been a lot of fun builds out there. It's kind of hard to name a top 3. There's so many. I built like hundreds of boards. I've been like 3. I don't know how many boards I built now. I need to check. I haven't counted the boards, the number of boards I've built, but it's in the many hundreds. Probably like 400 or 500 boards, yeah, something like that. Muted, okay. Muted. Do I override that or do we still go with Muted? I'll bring out a few sets and you guys can tell me what you feel about it. So let me show you what Skull Squadron looks like first. So Skull Squadron comes in these cool black. Actually, maybe showing a render would be better, or like an actual photo. Let's see. So DSA Skull Squadron looks like this. There was a Tkill with it. Well, that's a very yellowed pick. But maybe this is better. Looks like that on the right. Oh, it's kind of like, oh, it's not showing up. Sorry. Maybe I'll just open the image. Looks like that. That's DSA Skull Squadron. It's pretty dank. But other than that, though, I'll get Muted out in a second. Muted. Mute it right here. Mute it. Nice gray. And then I have accent kits. I have the purple and cyan accent kit and Mr. Sleeves probably. I need to go find them. Everyone, please Google GMK muted and look at the first result. GMK muted first result. What about the first result? The image result? The Tkill? First image result. I get the Bower. I got the Bower. So I got this. I got this one. That's my first result. But the second result is this one, which has a split right shift. Terrible. Terrible. What is this shit? I got this one on the second. Split right shift. Ew. No. But anyway. Anyway, Mr. Sleeves. Okay. I need to go get it. Give me a sec. Okay, so we're doing muted, I guess. Alright, I guess we're doing muted. I feel like every time I get a blackboard, it's either muted, white on black, or burgundy. Like, that's very frequent these days. People really like muted on black for some reason. I actually don't like it at all. Muted on black legit looks pretty. I feel like the contrast is just like not too fitting for it. But that's just me though. Have you built a devastating Tkill? I built a Savage 65 and a Brutal 60, but not a devastating Tkill actually. Actually, don't remember building any devastating Tkills before. I've touched up a Rec 1800 before, but yeah, not a devastating Tkill. So pretty much every other layout but the Tkill one, or the 75. Trying to figure out a good keycap set for Matrix Lab Falcon Beat Falcon 2.0 Nebula colorway. I actually don't. What was it? Nebula colorway, the black one? Let's get like white on black, I guess. Black with paint chips. I see. Yo, what's up, Druas? How you doing, buddy? A longer stream than usual, but here we are. I'll go get Mr. Sleeve in just a second though. I need to go find it. What's the best in-stock 65? Best in-stock 65, in my opinion, is probably Yankee 65. I think it offers the best bang for the buck, right? Probably? People talk about the K80 67 too, I think. Those tend to be pretty popular options for 65s in stock. K80 75 definitely pretty good for 75% though. I mean, I've recommended it to a lot of people, and a lot of people have said good things about it and have enjoyed it, so I can definitely attest for the K80 75 being a pretty good deal for in stock. Because I built like over a dozen of them. So, yeah. But fully built, MK65 is a pretty good deal. I do agree with that wholeheartedly. don't remember if Mr. Sleeve had accents on the arrows, but I'll go get Mr. Sleeves for a second. Give me 1 second. Alright, here is regular accents for muted. And here is Mr. Sleeves. Alright, so what accents are we gonna use today? So just like a lot of space bars and shit. Sorry about that. Apologize. So what color accents are we using today? We have these. We have these. What is the background on Mr. Sleeves naming? Background is basically what's his name? Nathan Teja Types had a sweater that was had colored sleeves of these two colors, and he basically made a small accent. He designed a small accent kit designed after that Ronin sweatshirt of those colors. Do you get new Mr. Sleeves? I actually didn't. No, I actually didn't bother getting new Mr. Sleeves. I'm okay with this one. I don't want to bother getting a new one. So. Yep. Vote orange shift. There's no orange shift, buddy. We can do the insert, the F keys, and the enter. So there is enter, escape, spacebar, and F keys, F row keys, basically. F row keys, enter, insert. Ugh, fucking A. Can't say anything anymore, but yeah, you get the idea. Didn't realize it was actually Nathan that is Mr. Sleeves. Yeah. That's why it got really popular. Because I was there for Mr. Sleeves R1 stream. True. Druaz is a boomer, basically. Alright. If you guys are undeciding, I'll decide. I guess the blue one's kind of nice. Blue. Nah. Do people mix and match these things? Kind of looks ugly though. Spacebar. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do these colors even match? Do I do F row keys or something? I don't know. It doesn't look great, but inverted spacebar? No, fuck you. I don't know about accent spacebar. Yeah, me neither. That's how I feel too. Where's my? Regular spacebar? F word? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There might be kids listening in. Sorry about that. Forget that I didn't mark my stream as mature audiences. I should do that probably. I should probably do that. What is the muted spacebar accent? I like that purple. Yeah, that's the color of muted has the cyan is actually super close to the Mr. Sleeves. It's actually a little brighter than that. And then there are spacebar accents that are like the purple. Okay, this one is the right one. Yeah. So like there's this one. Alright, we'll just go with this. Fuck it. We'll just mix it all up. We have 3 colors. And then the escape key, I'll just do the escape key too. The escape key will just match it with the enter key. How's that? There. That good? Good? Good. I don't know about accents, TBH. I feel that. I feel like accents in moderation is the move. But some people really feel strongly about their accents. I personally don't care too much about them, but that's just me. Getting wild on a Saturday night? Isn't that what we all do on Saturday nights? Oh, there's the USB-C. Let's just put this one. Man, that port, that not centered port is like so weird. Uncentered port. Something by nub, the less it matches, the better? Whoa, okay. Something by nub? The less it matches, the better. Let me see. Alright, I chose one. This is something that you might have not seen before. But okay, that's so tight. There we go. Da-da-dun. This is called a Barman. It's like Batman, but Barman. Do you like that one? Wait, that matches? It doesn't! What? What? It doesn't! What do you mean? It doesn't match. This thing's mad creepy? Yeah, like me. Creepy like me. That's right. Oh, God damn it, you guys are too demanding. Fuck it. This is good enough. Too demanding. Yo, CD, yo, open my special delivery. Aw, dude. Well, you know, dude. Just let me know when you're done with it. That's all. That's all I ask. Nothing else. All right, let's get this going. Sorry about the fan noise in the background. That's just the way it is right now. It's just too hot in this room. Alright. Let me open up a monkey type window. And yo, yin yang and hello. Let's see, typing test. Oh, too big. Too big. Alright, that's a little better. Maybe a little smaller there. Alright, cool. Alrighty. Do you get in on the Space Invader keys found in Germany? No, I haven't. Or actually, I don't even know much about it. That off-centered USB is ticking me off. Same. Same, TBH. I don't like it. Same. Let's see. Alright. Oh great, the AC turned on. Should we turn off the AC? Is the AC too loud? Or is it okay? It's fine? Okay. We don't want you to melt. I'll be fine. Alright. Here we go, friends. MX Blacks on good old aluminum. The Monstargear board has a sandwich mount style for the plate. So there's these gaskets lining it up. So I think that's all you need to know about the board for now. Alright, here we go. Very much like a keyboard, not gonna lie. It sounds like a keyboard. Let me look closely, guys. Hold up. Look closely. Yep, it's a Tkill. I found that it's a Tkill. Yeah. So the Scarlet's like a direct competitor? What was that? Oh, the daily rank. Yo, 69. Nice. Nice. Alright, here are the mods for you guys to hear. Sounds pretty good for a $300 board. Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty good for a $300 board for sure. K80 Alu. This is like a pretty. let me imitate yours. Ah, yes, indeed. This indeed appears to sound like a mechanical keyboard with linear switches. Yes. A 10-keyless keyboard. That's right. Anyway. Yeah, sounds like a pretty typical. It kind of sounds similar to like top mount actually, but it sounds pretty normal. Sounds like cherry mix black on aluminum for sure. Like it's pretty. Okay. I do think that it I do think that the bottom mount's a little bit softer than top mount. Just a teeny bit, but I guess the gaskets do help a little, and the cutouts on the plate maybe. Not like crazy, but definitely slightly softer. Yeah, it's good though. $300 board for this. Pretty nice. Except for the fact that I had to do a hack job of that stab thing over there. Otherwise, pretty good. Let's see. So are they scratchy chair mix blacks? Not too scratchy, no. I think this is pretty standard, relatively smooth MX blacks. Eric. I think this is like, doesn't get too much smoother than this. I feel. Can you hear the up arrow? I'm almost there. Does the A key feel looser than the L? Looser? Feels about the same. Not sure what you mean. I feel like the rows feel like about the same. Whoa. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, never mind. I like accidentally turned off something. But yeah. Up arrow sound is for mature audiences only. Some Tkills get more stiff the closer they are to the enter key. Interesting. Closer there to the enter key. I think regular typing, it probably shouldn't be that noticeable. Maybe if you're pressing really hard, it could get stiffer because there's like a more solid piece of aluminum here. But I think in normal typing, it's like really hard to tell if it were even noticeable. But I don't even think it's noticeable, so yeah. Alright, well, let's take a closer look at the keyboard itself one last time before we go. Wow, it's been a long stream today. Apologize for the people who have been tuned in for this whole time. It's been a long stream. 2 a.m. only? What do you mean? That is true. It is a Saturday after all, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, I think this is like a bit dirty from my fingerprints. But alright. So here's the top of the board. Looks pretty standard. The bezels seem pretty standard, alright. Nothing stands out really from the board, from the top look. Side or bottom. So one thing I do have a bit of a complaint about is these like weird marks. Like they're regular marks on this spacer. I don't know what it is. Like Was it because of the way did they mark it with something? I don't even know. Like, it's regularly spaced on the perimeter of this thing. It's like here, here, here. I don't know what it is. Like, why is this even there? Weird marks. This is B stock though, yeah. Could that be from the fixture? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But the port is pretty funny, okay? I have to say, this USB port is humongous. Humongous USB port for what it is. It'll fit like every cable in existence. It'll fit like every cable. Pretty huge USB port. I mean, whatever. Sub 300 could be better, but the position of the port and the fact that it's like huge is a bit yeah. It's more like a parking lot than a port. It's pretty big. Sides look pretty clean though. I do like this like nice soft curved side here. Again, don't know what the marks are, but it's alright for what it is. The side profile looks pretty good actually. The caps do sink slightly and no gaps appear. That is actually pretty tight, pretty nice. I should do like the side profile of this board. It does look pretty nice and clean. And here's the bottom. Just brass, polished brass, PVD, coated or something. Bump-ons are standard size. Yeah, nothing crazy about the bottom. Bit of fingerprint magnet on the black case though. So, but it's pretty thick. It's pretty heavy actually. Actually, we can weigh it. It's pretty hefty though. Side profile is pretty good though. Side profile is pretty good. Overall, top nothing offensive. I think the only things to comment about are the spacers, weird marks, which you don't even need to use a spacer if you have no gaskets, for example. So I actually wonder what it would be like without gaskets, but I think it does benefit from the gaskets from the isolation. And I also think that the USB port is the kind of weird thing. It's like, why is it not centered, and why is it such a huge USB port? Only weird thing. But other than that, standard Tkill. No win keyless is another thing. We can weigh it though. I love that we forgive it because it's sub 300 only in this hobby. That is very true though. Yeah, that's true. It's because other things are much more expensive too, right? So. Alright. It weighs, it weighs almost 7 pounds. 6 pounds and 11.4 ounces, which in grams is 3 kilograms and 44 grams. That's heavy. This is heavy. This is pretty heavy. This is quite heavy for this board. Thick boy. Yeah. Pretty heavy board. Almost 7 pounds. Over 3 kilograms. Just above 3 kilograms built with keycaps. But yeah. I think if this was a B stock, I certainly don't notice a lot of the B stockness. I think if there was anything B stock, maybe the spacer is B stock. The case itself appears pretty good. Matching color. The black is definitely black, and it appears to match top and bottom pretty nicely, so don't see any issues there. And the case does line up properly, no issues there either. Yeah, I think maybe the spacer is the only B stock part about it, and maybe the weight has like small scratches, but they're also very minor. It's also fingerprint magnet, so it might just be exacerbated by that. But other than that, the way it doesn't look super polished, I think it's just kind of dirty too. It is pretty polished though, it's just kind of dirty, and it has a few minor scratches. Yeah. It's like polished in one direction is what I can notice. It's polished in the horizontal, like in the long direction. So it kind of, like, you could see a little bit of that. Like it was like brushed and polished this way. But yeah. It's pretty reflective though. Looks like it has ripples. I think that's just the light. I think that might just be the light. Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty reflective. You can see from like this angle. Yeah. That's something that I wouldn't be too concerned about. Honestly, if you're gonna get PVD, I wouldn't have too high expectations. PVD is kind of a hit or miss, in my opinion. USB port is pretty big, but it works. So decent value, I think. Decent value for what it is. 3 kilogram board, Tkill, standard looking, not very offensive. Yeah. All right. Definitely one thing, not centered USB port is pretty weird. I don't know why that choice, but I guess whatever. Yeah, the USB placement super whack. Definitely that is very weird. Alright, I don't think there's anybody to raid at this time because it's so late, but we'll check anyway. There might be someone from California maybe, or other side of the world maybe streaming. Minterly is streaming. Deck One Bell is streaming. What is he up to? Keyboard and Cocktail Miscellaneous. Or Miscellanea, rather. Don't know what he's up to though. Mint. What is Mint doing? 7V? More like 28V. Okay. Oh, she's building 4 of them? What? Anyway, I think those are the only 2 people currently doing keyword stuff that I know. So, you guys want me to raid someone? We can raid Deck One Bell. Have you guys seen Deck One Bell do stuff? He mixes cocktails. He like bartends and mixes. Does cool stuff. He's been in the community for a bit. Yeah. He likes blank keycaps a lot. I'm a PTFO now? Sounds good. Fortunately, we don't have any issues this time. But thank you everyone for stopping by. Let's go raid Deck One Bell. It's been a while since I've seen him. Oops. I put exclamation Deck One Bell. Or raid, rather. Anyway. We're gonna raid Deck One Bell. Let's just say... What's your favorite drink? Thank you everybody for coming by for stream and sticking around for 4 hours almost. So it was a super long stream, but I hope y'all have a good night and a good rest of your weekend. I'll probably catch you guys soon. I will be streaming in the next few days again, so you'll catch me streaming again soon. I don't know what I'm gonna be streaming exactly, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. I guess you'll just come and find out. Yeah. But yeah, thank you all. Take care, and have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.